fantastic.
Win. Show me where to go.
One enemy remaining.
그래, 가는 거야. 자, 얘들아, 패치노트 2.04 시간이야. 정말 신나겠지? 엄청 시끄러울 거거든. 좋아, 가자. 네가 아스트라야? 실력 좀 볼까? 너 꽤 독특하구나. 먼저 X 스킬 천상계 형상. 주 공격으로 맵 어디에든 아스트라가 별을 설치할 수 있어. 별은 F로 소멸시킬 수 있고, 이때 짧은 연막이 생성돼. 연막을 길게 쓰고 싶어? 그러면 이 스킬로 별을 활성화시켜봐. 성운이 생기니까. 나도 이런 연막 하나 주면 안 될까? 와우! Q 신성 파동! 이거 완전 불꽃놀인데? 터지는 순간 뇌진 탕이라니. 너 마음에 들었어? 이번엔 C 스킬 중력의 샘을 볼까? 별을 활성화시키니까 나 느려졌어. 심지어 취약 상태까지. 볼수록 신나네. 궁극기는 이름부터 어마어마한데? 우주장벽이라니. X 스킬의 보조 공격으로 맵에 장벽을 설치할 수 있어. 우주장벽은 탄환을 막고 소리를 흡수하지. 아, 이거 친구들 벽 좀 느끼겠어? 아스트라, 나랑 같이 파티를 열어볼까? 다음은 시스템 업데이트. 드디어 액트 2가 시작돼. 잘하는 친구들은 랭크 레이팅이 조금 감소하고 모두 불멸 상태로 경쟁전을 시작할 거야. 다들 리더보드에 이름을 남기고 싶지? 불멸을 찍고 랭크 레이팅을 꾸준히 올려봐. 우린 해낼 거야. 느껴진대도. 이제 요원을 선택할 때도 게임이 시작되어도 같은 편의 티어가 표시되지 않도록 바뀌었어. 다들 게임에 집중해. 끝나면 티어를 볼 수 있으니까. 자, 마지막 패치 소식이야. 이제 친구들과 함께 랭크 돌리기가 좀 더 수월해졌어. 즐거운 발로란트 파티가 시작되겠는데? 어때? 오늘 패치노트 신났어? 난 너프가 아니라서 좋았어.
첫인상을 잘 남기는 게 중요하지. 자, 날 잘 보라고.
Only time I like that I ever hide from. Cause I'm red and blue lights, I don't sing their song. Where you at, yeah, where you come from.
폭발한다.
Who you wanna become.
잘 가.
Move your body, move a leg. Everybody here.
이게 중력이다.
One to the right now, one to the left. Never stay still. Move again.
우린 시작도 그 과정도 지켜봤지. 이제 끝낼 차례야. 우리가 이기고 있어.
Anything I want, baby, gonna take that. Do what I want, so I'm never leaving. Whole team
이번엔 운이 없네.
protect at all costs, yeah, like a wave cat.
다들 진정해. 시간과 공간이라는 건 너의 생각과 완전히 다르거든.
Mr. Bullseye.
Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like that. It burns, so give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorry's won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Ooh, who needs a job to pay the rent? He's busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, right? What doesn't make you will only make you stronger if you believe what they say. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
I wanna say something, but you are all that I see. You got dynamite, that smile's gonna be the end of me. I bet you taste like chocolate. Can I have it for free? I'm an explosion, that smile's gonna be the end of me. I wanna say something, but you are all that I see. You got dynamite, that smile's gonna be the end of me. I bet you taste like chocolate. Can I have it for free? I'm an explosion, that smile's gonna be the end of me. That smile's gonna be the end of me. I wanna say something, but you are all that I see. You got dynamite, that smile's gonna be the end of me. I bet you taste like chocolate. Can I have it for free? I'm an explosion, and that smile's gonna be the end of me. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. Let's take each other out. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai. Let's take each other out. 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 Bet you taste like chocolate. Bet you taste like chocolate. I wanna say something, but you are all that I see. You got dynamite, that smile's gonna be the end of me. I bet you taste like chocolate. Can I have it for free? I'm an explosion, that smile's gonna be the end of me. I wanna say something.
Line one, then we'll start to break the door down, and King up on Heaven finds
Evan and try to minimize the exposure, but deep
Oh.
into the site is allowed.
Okay, does manage to find Zest. He cannot recover fast enough, but King is there for the back end. Playing forward, still on the corner, but RB is ready. Members strong now. With not much time remaining, Stacks comes in from mid, throws out the Hawk, sees that he's got the blind. Waiting, throws the Paranoia, does hit low. The dash forward is there, main. That's going to force the position of Solo. Back over towards Shalana, but Lakia into being main. Lau playing forward, manages to find three, cannot far forward, manages to spot one. The Paranoia is there, manages to get both of them. The dark covers Paranoia through. RB leaps his way in. Going to be a bit of a short hop, and as he turns around, Suggest just takes him down. Manages to find three with the hell set up here with the Vandal at range. A fourth kill for Suggest. Does he from the edge of it? Gets the spray down, finds Stacks, but needs to now stick in onto this bomb. The jump out comes through. Our Vision Strikers to try to get through. Stacks comes in from behind. A flawless round that close out an amazing series between these two squads. But Vision Strikers, their record will live on.
Masters Korea, Chobra here with Ending Life back at the analysis. You're a busy man today, running back and forth for translations and back here to analyze. But we just finished match 1 for the entire tournament, and it is as we expected. It was a really good match. 2-1 score like you expected, but Vision Strikers win like I predicted. So I'm going to take that W real quick. I just wanted to put that out there. But
this guy.
there is a lot to talk about. Of course, I mean, we have a little bit of time before we have to start talking about match number 2. But before we get there, what did you think about the performance from Newturn, first of all? Even though they lost, did they put up the type of performance you wanted to see from them?
Oh, yeah, definitely. In Haven, like we were talking about at the beginning before the first match happened, Vision Strikers are definitely a very strong team on Haven, even though they ended up losing that map number 1 to Newturn. That proves that Newturn definitely analyzed the playstyle of Vision Strikers, even though they swapped 3 agents that they usually play, right? They played Sky Rays Killjoy instead of the Breach Jet Cypher, which is their usual norm on, especially on Haven. Exactly. So it just proves that Newturn has prepped a lot, and even in map number 2 and 3, even though they did end up losing, it just showed that they were trying their best to try to counter their strats for Vision Strikers, and they were trying new things as well. I could tell that they were trying new things, new rotations, like double backing where they usually wouldn't. But now they would add one more double backing to kind of confuse Vision Strikers. So yeah, like, it's very unfortunate that Newturn didn't get the chance. However, I think they still have a chance to make it up into the grand finals. And if Vision Strikers are up there waiting, they may get that revenge. Yeah,
it could be a fun rematch. Well, there's our thoughts on that match. Of course, Vision Strikers won out. They brought the new agents that we weren't really expecting, and they were able to carry that win. And now coming up, though, it's going to be the other 2 teams here in Group A. It's going to be Apex People versus TNL Esports. First, we're going to take a look at Apex People. Now, going into this match number 2, both of these teams, when they pop off, they pop off.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do pop off, and especially on the side of Apex People, where I want to point out we're getting to see a lot of Bak Jong and Jung Hai as well, but I want to stay on point with Jung Hai that plays the Jet. He literally is a one-trick Jet so far in this tournament, coming in from Challengers, and his Jet is off the charts, regarding numbers, kills, ACS, whatever you want to do it. Like, he is the guy that usually gets the interview because he is the player of the game. So Jung Hai is definitely a player to look out for. In terms of strategy, I want to kind of lay back a little bit because we saw Vision Strikers and Newturn first. So, like, the comparison is going to be too huge. So I want to lay back on the strat a little bit. Maybe we'll talk about their strats afterwards if you do get the chance, or maybe tomorrow. But for now, just look out for Jung Hai.
All right, just temper your expectations a little bit on the macro side, but Jung Hai definitely someone to look forward to. Of course, the team kind of up and up on the rise overall as well. Now, their opponents, TNL Esports. Now, this team's kind of reverse, right? They had a big start here in Korea, and now they're starting to falter a little bit.
Yeah. So now you do see Ritzy. He is the newest member within this roster when the roster change has happened. However, if you have been following TNL Esports, previously known as Quantum Strikers, sister teams of Vision Strikers, they were supposed to be the number 2 team, followed by Vision Strikers at number 1. So it's a big turnaround where we see TNL struggling a lot, not a little bit, a lot, and they're down there now. So it's just weird to see that TNL, who I personally and most of the Korean casters as well expected to be toe-to-toe with Vision Strikers, just struggling to even make it into this Masters.
Right, yeah. I mean, they kind of eked it out towards the end here, barely making it into Masters. Now, in the head-to-head matchup, it is still pretty even, but I guess that goes back to what you were just saying. TNL, normally you would have expected them to be way higher in this matchup record, but if they're barely getting ahead and Apex People actually coming in with that win, then Apex people being on the rise, that momentum might carry through even this week.
It definitely will be. And I also want to just point out, you guys probably also know on TNL, regardless of, their downfall or, their little decline in, their records and whatnot, you guys just look out for Xe. In chat, we hear that sexy Xe going on. I know you guys know that, but he is the man to look out for. However, even with such skilled player, not only Xe, Godlike on that breach, Ritzy on that, whatever he plays, sometimes Reyna, Eco on the Reyna as well, Ritzy playing Omen as well. So like individually, their skills and capabilities are high. They just have to work on their teamwork.
Okay, well, maybe they have. Now, of course, looking at this record and as we look at the detailed map win rates for each team, something that comes to light is no matchup here on Haven, and particularly for Apex people, I mean, even with the win rates here, they seem to be a little scared of, picking out the more common maps.
It's definitely out there because, so first of all, if Apex people meets either Vision Strikers or Newturn during the challengers, they would never pick Haven, obviously. Same goes for Split, and look, as you can see in the numbers, Split is their lowest win rate and they haven't even played Icebox. So this proves that yes, you guys have to give them some slack because they are a new team. However, they are a little bit scared on certain maps to go up against certain teams.
Yeah, so perhaps teams with a bit more experience that have had more time to come up with these strategies and the execution of it. Now, on the flip side, we have TNL Esports, and again, the numbers tell the story. I mean, generally around 50% across most of these maps is a little scary for a team that everyone had high hopes for.
So think about this. You take a test. It's out of 100, right?
Well, okay.
And you get 50, that's an F. 61, that's a D minus. So right now you see this. Haven is a B minus and everything else is a 3F and a D minus. So like when you bring that report card to your parents or your coach, you're gonna get some spanking.
We're getting tiger moms and tiger dads.
Yeah. Especially in Korea, you get some spanking. But anyways, regardless, I think the biggest problem is because they started so high and they started to struggle, their mentality, you can call them a little bit tilted, I guess, in a way. Okay. I don't know how they will or if they have overcame that coming into this Masters because, yeah, they still made it. They are the top 8 teams in Korea, one of the top 8. So I think it's best that they just focus on their game today and not worry about anything else. And I think they can still do well.
Yeah. Like we mentioned, Haven perhaps probably going to be that ban for Apex people. That's probably the safest bet, right? Just get it out of the way, out of compared to these teams who have more experience on it. Now, Icebox just seems to be that card that maybe teams can bring in, especially against more experienced teams, to try to shake things up a little bit throughout this Masters tournament.
It definitely is, and obviously, as you guys can see, it is a prediction. This isn't the actual pick ban. This is just the predictions of what we thought. But however, I think Icebox may be avoided or the pick might come in from TNL's side instead of Apex's side because previously we know that TNL has picked Icebox. You saw that the percentage was not great, but they have picked it in the past. But the fact that they picked it means that they have practiced it. Obviously, they need to, shine their little, be more precise, but, we'll see.
All right. Well, you mentioned one player in particular for Apex people earlier, and it was Junghai. And I think we all agree that that's going to be the player to watch for Apex people. Now, Junghai, I mean, in their last match, just pretty much straight backpacked his entire team with a crazy average combat score. And if they have to rely on him, it's not a bad bet.
It definitely isn't bad. It's always great to have somebody that you can rely on. Like I said before, even, Suggest with the breach, 42 kills, right? You guys remember that. Junghai is someone like that, but with an entry agent, which is even better. So, yeah, he's doing his job. Let's just hope that the rest of his teammates can kind of follow up there to support him.
Of course, like you mentioned before, a Jet player through and through, carrying his team with that Jet. Now, we'll have to see. Can he continue that streak? Because sometimes if you go up against a team that has just a little bit more preparation or is just ready for that timing of when that Jet's coming in, you might just get shut down completely.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, we have been focusing on Junghai, and he is the key player on your screen with 43 kills. But you also have to remember, I was talking about how their individual skills were great, especially Junghai on your screen, but you also have to remember Park Jong, that's on this team as well, was ex-TNL. To be precise, ex-Quantum Strikers.
All right.
So he left Quantum Strikers before they turned into TNL. So they do know all of the members that are playing on TNL today. So, I think that's a big upside for Apex people.
Yeah, maybe get in the minds a little bit of TNL
gotta
Esports.
spy.
But of course, TNL though,
Yeah.
you brought up XC. I
Yeah.
mean, the star player, maybe not even just of TNL, but of
Oh.
Korea.
I have to say, for me, my personal, I don't want to say bias, my personal preference of just aiming, right? I think King and XC are the two top aimers. Reflexes, spray control, spray relay, whatever you want to call it. I think King on Vision Strikers and XC on TNL are the two best individual aim shooter, headshots, everything. And he is playing today on TNL.
All right. If he's in his best condition,
yeah.
alone, he can change the outcome of a match. So XC, we're looking at the stats right now. You're averaging 21.5 kills against Apex people specifically. So that's something to remember too, because that's a head-to-head matchup. And of course, putting up 33 kills in that last match as well. Both these players, very, very individual skilled. So even in this kind of key player matchup, would you hedge your bets more for XC then?
So if I had to choose just from Zhonghai and XC, and if they were to go up, I would still choose XC. Only because XC has a tiny bit more experience in the scene compared to Zhonghai. But as a team as a whole, right? Like I said before, TNL is on the downhill. They're rolling down. Apex, they just, they're newborn. So, all they have is to go up. So, as a team, I think Apex people also have a big chance of, winning this.
Well, so we just talked about key players. What about as teams? Who are you predicting today in VALORANT Masters Korea? Apex people or TNL Esports?
I'll be straightforward. If it were 3 months ago, I would choose TNL. But now, in this current state, I would choose Apex people to win.
Yeah? You would go with Apex people?
Yes.
All right.
Only because they have, like I said before, they're kind of like new turn.
Okay.
Right? They're like the new turns. They're coming up. We can see them improve. We can see their skills level up, especially on their teamwork. Because their individual skills were great. As long as they make their teamwork and their executions precise and not like Team Flash, if they get those cleaned out, I think Apex people can just defeat TNL 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm in the same boat, right? If you were looking at graphs, Apex people's going up,
Yeah.
TNL's kind of looking like they're going down. I'm betting on Apex people to go all the way to the moon. They're going to go all the way with that momentum. Maybe
If they're
even
at
to
the moon.
finals. Who knows? But I think Apex people, I don't want to talk too much about the outside of the game factors, but the momentum, and then like you said, it's not just that they were getting lucky or anything like that. You're seeing improvements among these teams, whereas TNL seems to still need to figure some key points out, just a couple % missing in their teamwork. So Apex people, predictions for both of us. So we either win together or lose together in this one for predictions. Well, this is going to be match number 2 for day 1 here. This is the second match of Group A. Apex people versus TNL Esports. Of course, for the analyst desk, we'll come back to bring you more games tomorrow, but make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end with our casters today to see who takes home that second win.
It's like we're magnetic, you're pulling me in. Never forget this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Young and we're ready, so don't be afraid. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Down on your knees, you're begging, please, you want it. My love's like fire, it'll leave you burning. Down on your knees, you're begging, please, you want it. My love's so sweet, sweeter. Think what you got you got it, don't stop. Hands up, put your money where your mouth is, boy. I'm the type of girl that doesn't settle. Won't wait around till you get on my level. You think you got it on, you think you're special, but you're not. Yeah, you're hot, but that don't mean a lot to me. I'm the type of girl that needs attention. I want you on my mind 24/7. Step it up, yeah, give me some dimension. Let me buzzing, let me crushing. Now you're giving me nothing, and I'm bored. I think I like you, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm bored. I think I like you, but I need more. Maybe I'm bored. I know you're a good guy, yeah, I get it. But that's just not enough to keep my interest. Don't tell me you already hit your limit, 'cause I want what I want, and I want you to work for it. I don't think I'm asking for a lot here. I wanna feel it even when you're not here. Maybe switch it up, it's just a thought. You have me buzzing, have me crushing. Now you're giving me nothing, and I'm bored. I think I like you, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm bored. I think I like you, but I need more. Maybe I'm bored. I think I like it, but I'm just bored. I think I like you, but I'm just bored. I think I like you, but I'm not sure. I like you, maybe I'm bored. I think I like you, but I need more. Maybe I'm bored. Give me something, baby, give me something.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to jump into our second series of the evening. Apex people going up against TNL. We had the analyst desk prepping you guys for this one. It could be an absolutely close set, much like we saw in game number 1.
I definitely think so. I mean, even though Apex people won against TNL 2-0 last weekend, that doesn't mean anything right now. This is a different tournament. It's a different reason to be here because for TNL, they had basically already qualified for this event. So for them, it was kind of, there wasn't as much to play for. For Apex people, there was a lot on the line when they were going up against TNL. Now, very different circumstances. A lot on the line here. There's money, there's pride, there's getting further in the tournament, there's, well,
championship points.
Yeah, championship points. I don't know if either of them want to face Vision Strikers next, but, you know, that's what happens if you win.
Yeah.
Neither of those options are good. I mean, if you win or lose, you got to go up against, you know, maybe number 1 and 2 in Korea, but it's going to be really fascinating to see how this one turns out. Yeah, I thought the desk was bringing up a really good point. Is either of them going to play Icebox? Because neither of them has, because none of them have played Vision Strikers. So this is going to be really interesting to see what is going to come out through these picks and bans for the maps.
I mean, much like Vision Strikers, if you have Icebox prepped and you can execute on that map, it is an ace in the hole. A lot of teams are not ready, are not willing to play on that map. Still wouldn't be shocked if we see it banned by either of these teams, but time will have to tell. For now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the rosters. We're going to have Sound, Jonghai, Zeus, Wix, and Park Jong here for Apex people.
Yeah, I mean, you're all eyes on Jonghai. This guy is an emerging superstar Jet player here in Korea. The guy is just filthy good. Gets it done with the operator, gets it done with other guns. He really, really likes the operator. He's very, very strong on it. Great movement, great utilization of his abilities like all good Jets. And then Zeus, a fantastic Killjoy.
Yeah.
Really just a Killjoy main. He doesn't play anything except Killjoy. So if he plays something else, then things have gone quite interestingly. But he is one of the best Killjoys I've seen. Really good use of his abilities. Blocks off a lot of smart places, particularly on like Split. I thought he did some really interesting stuff around the ropes and things like that there. Really keeping control of that part of the map on a map where you maybe not always see Killjoy.
Yeah, I mean, the guy knows how to frag. You know, that's the main thing. He knows how to utilize his utility on the Killjoy, but he also knows how to click heads, as we saw so many times throughout those intro videos there, the highlights. Over on the other side, it's TNL, who are looking a bit like the challengers in this matchup, given the recency, you know, in the last match, the last time these guys clashed with Apex people coming out on top 2-0, and also just how TNL has been performing throughout the challengers so far. It has been weaker. They have been on a downward trend, much like Chobra and Ending Life we're talking about on the analyst desk, and it's time for them to bounce back. They look a bit reinvigorated with Ritzy on the roster, but of course, it's really all going to come down to Exy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this team lives or dies by this superstar Exy. Just, I mean, you can't say enough about how good he is. His crosshair placement is insanely accurate. His game sense is through the roof. I mean, he plays a lot of different agents well, but particularly Raze, he is just godlike on, even though there is godlike on his team. But yeah, you can't say enough about him. The rest of the team quite good. TS, a good Jet player. Godlike, you know, your in-game leader, I think, does a good job. And it's just... It's a good team that has a lot of potential, and again, this is the actual sister team, former sister team of Vision Strikers, not New Turn. So this is the actual former sister team, now TNL. And they have a tough one. I mean, Apex people, yeah, they're playing really good VALORANT top to bottom recently.
Well, the matchup, of course, is going to be Jonghai up against XC as we take a little bit of comparison between the two. Higher ACS going to be there for XC, but pretty much dead even as far as their KD is concerned. Headshot percentage from XC, I mean, 30% is just disgusting. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fairly close matchup. The clutch is not quite going to be there for either of them, but we'll see if they even get put into those situations. TNL, they're going to be looking to come back here and absolutely dominate. We heard from Godlike during our intro video with the trash talk, and he, you know, again, to reiterate, he said he felt like they got backstabbed by Apex people. They did not expect them at all to perform at that level, so they were very much caught off guard. Now they know what Apex people are capable of. The question is, have they been able to, you know, prep well enough to actually take them down this time out? Looking at our predictions, you and I are going to have a little bit of a divide here. I'm going with TNL. I think given the recent tape, given that loss, I think it's going to set a fire under their asses to come back into this set and take down Apex people, but you're still favoring them.
Yeah, I still really liked what I saw from Apex people. I saw a lot of discipline, and I'm seeing, like, Jonghai in particular is really rising to the top. I mean, in a do-or-die situation, these guys' backs were to the wall. They came through, and they came through big time. And yeah, I think it is. I think TNL coming into that match after 2-0ing both Tubapol and WGS, it wasn't quite the same for Apex people. They only went 1-1 against Tubapol. They did 2-0 WGS as well, but it was kind of an off week for WGS. That being said, Apex came in and they got it done, and I'm going to be real curious, what the maps are going to look like, because Ascent was pretty well handled, frankly, by Apex people, and I'm a little nervous for TNL if that map comes into play.
Well, it very well may. Inho continuing to be my homeboy over on the Korean side of things. Also going for TNL. He and I were able to get the Vision Strikers.
I had Vision Strikers.
You had Vision Strikers, but I
said 2-0.
I got the 2-0. I got the 2-1. So
all right.
Inho sticking with me through thick and thin.
You take your minor victories. I'll let you have it.
Look, I'm calling him out because he and I have been casting, kind of alongside each other in quotations for many a year now. 3 years, I believe, since Overwatch Challenge.
Okay.
Contenders had started.
I see. So there's like we
got a little bit of a history
link there.
But here we go. Okay, Icebox does get brought in. So the predictions on the analyst desk proving to be correct. TNL will be taking us there. Makes sense. Former sister team of Vision Strikers also feeling comfortable on Icebox. So that will be kicking things off for us. Then we'll move into Ascent, and then we'll change things up with Bind as our potential third map.
Yeah, so this is interesting. TNL last time picked Split, and Bind was their ban. So this is kind of swapping things a bit. So they're practicing different stuff, showing a different look to Apex people, and I think that's kind of interesting because they almost won Split. It went to overtime, and they just barely dropped it, 14-12. I mean, it was a very close round on that map. So pretty interesting to see them switch this up. I shouldn't say there's no Bind pick. It's the dead map, but I mean they did not pick Bind last time, so it was banned, in fact.
We get it by default.
Yeah, same ban for Apex people, though.
Yeah, fortunately, we have done away with the randomly selected third map that we did have as our system for First Strike. So whatever is left after the picks and the bans, that is the third map that will get played. So it gives you a little bit of extra depth, thinking about what you want to do, what you want to take away, because even if you're not that big of a fan of Bind, it very much could come up to bite you in the rear later on. That's why we see teams like Vision Strikers who very much dislike playing on that map, just getting rid of it completely and being willing to play the rest of the games. So Apex people, pressure is on for this young budding squad of full potential superstars. Diamonds in the rough right now are Apex people, whereas TNL much more refined but suffering from inconsistency as of late.
Yeah, so I have some interesting questions coming into this one for TNL. Who's playing Omen is going on Icebox? We don't really know. We haven't seen Icebox from either of these teams, so we have like literally zero idea what to expect. Is it going to be Echo or Ritzy? Is Ritzy going to play Sage? On Icebox, a lot of people think Sage is really, really strong on Icebox, and I think that's true. We've seen what you could do with those walls. You can be really tricky with them. You can be really cheeky. Of course, having those heals and other things are nice. Having Skye on that map, clearly pretty strong as well, as we saw with Vision Strikers.
Yeah.
Are we going to see something completely off the wall, like, God forbid, Yoru? But I don't think so. It doesn't really feel like Yoru fits into the meta right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see if these teams are also going to be favoring the Skye pickup. We saw a lot of it going in for Challengers Week 3. Skye was becoming much more prevalent. It was the first time that we had seen her, and then Vision Strikers come out and they play her in all 3 maps, giving that to Stax. Stax, speaking to you after the game, saying that Breach is dead to him, and that he's just going to be, potentially a Skye one trick, maybe still flipping over to the Sage from time to time. But
I don't know how much I believe him. But
Crabs in the chat, Breach is dead.
Breach is
but
dead.
He played it extremely well. So the question is, are these two teams going to put as much stock in Skye as Vision Strikers is right now? Do we see another change up like we saw from ZF Gaming when they played against Vision Strikers? Do we see something like the Viper come through to try to make some set plays, get that tube access, get the cutoff with the poison wall to just go ahead and be able to slide into either A or B with some secrecy?
I don't think we have a Viper on either of these teams, right? We don't have somebody who plays it. I do not believe.
In history, but
yeah,
you never know.
True.
Taking a look at our agent selection, very quickly are the Apex people locking in their setup. There you go. Final completion will be there. So Porktong still going to be going for the Breach. Will not be seeing a Skye from either side by the look of it, but Ritzy will be running with the Sage.
Yeah, I mean, for Apex, there's, they haven't changed basically anything. That is exactly what they basically always do. And again, the questions were for TNL, who is going to be playing the Omen and TS.
Yeah, change up.
So this is a big time change up. This is your typically your Jet player from TNL, but we have seen this before, where they will let someone else play Jet, and the real question is Exy not going to be playing Raze? Is he going to be playing Jet?
We saw it from him in the last series. Exy playing the Jet on Split, I do believe.
Yeah.
And looks fantastic on it. So that will be the lock-in. Exy going back to his roots.
Love it.
Still not going to be seeing any arena, at least not here for map number 1. We'll see if that develops as we go deeper into this series. See how far we can go. Yeah, I know, getting me jazzed
Dude,
up.
I love this. I'm sorry, this song is amazing. Oh my God.
I already cracked open another energy drink. Now I feel it coursing through my veins, paper thin. It is time to get this series started. Apex people versus TNL. We are going to an unprecedented second icebox here today to kick things off. Let's see who can get a win on map number 1.
I gotta point out, this is kind of interesting. A Sentinel-less, except for Zeus, but no Sentinels here for TNL, excuse me. Of course, TS never plays Sentinels. That would be something really unusual.
That's definitely the change worth talking about.
That would be it. But yeah, I mean, it is quite interesting to see TNL kind of really mixing it up, and it looks like it might be a pretty quick start. Exy gonna get the opening headshot onto Sound with the Ghost, gliding over to that box. I love seeing the Jets do that. That's a really nice little maneuver you can use to get up to green.
Gets himself up top. It does receive a little dart, so goes ahead, pulls back, playing this one out safely, but it's a very good opening kill here for TNL. Healing Orb going to be used on the Godlike to go ahead and top the Raze back up.
Yep.
Now we see what happens here. Sage, of course, worth mentioning, is a Sentinel, but not really in the same way as the Cypher and
that's
the
kind of what
Killjoy.
yeah.
She kind of treads that line. We kind of think about it, especially here in Korea, as somebody who can lock down an entire site by themselves.
Yeah, there's only when I talk about Sentinels, I'm really only considering Cypher and Killjoy. I'm not. Yeah, I get Sage is like technically, but she has such a different role.
Very much so. Now away, pushing forward. It's going to be a nade up the top, but won't really find much other than the turret. The wall will go up. Default plant going to be coming through from Godlike, but the Nano Swarm will displace him. Just slides over to the side. In the meantime, TS coming in from underneath of 2 will be found by Wix as he pokes out of the kitchen window. Just a little kill here for them. Now a 4v4 attempted retake for Apex people. As the wall gets broken through, just knifing that one down.
It's so hard to defend.
After shock to clear, Zhonghai manages to find one, follows up, looks for the last one, cannot quite get it. Does fall to Ritzy. But now it comes down to Echo. Recon Bolt up the top, manages to spot both, gets the headshot on the Park Jung. Tries to play this one out patiently, but Zeus pushes the corner. It's a nice little headshot in return. That will be the defuse coming in as Apex people start off 1-0.
I like the flank by Echo, but it's a little late. It's just a hair too late. It's a good idea, because it's really, really difficult to defend the bomb on B from yellow. You only have 2 angles, really, that you're able to move from. Maybe 3 if you count the green side, but you're kind of stuck behind that big yellow container. And so you have to find another angle to come from, because it's just too easy for the defender side to come through and just lock you down one way or another, whether that be with smokes or just good shooting. And there you go. You can see why. And I mean, again, I get the idea with Echo. He's just a second too late to come through there. Good shot. Good recon dart. Good shot through that broken wall.
So I'm just going to play the safe. Pulls back instantly this time rather than risking getting picked. There is still going to be some aggressive purchases coming through here from the side of TNL. 3 sheriffs rather, and a ghost. Zhonghai getting quite a bit of damage in. Onto this Sage as the healing orb rolls. Will be able to finish him, but takes quite a bit of damage in the exchange. So 20 HP remaining here for Zhonghai in an otherwise 1v1, or 1-for-1 trade out.
Well, you get the Sage, so at least they can't heal Echo. I guess you got that going for you. You know, heals on the side.
Now actually gone.
Yeah. No heals for Apex people either. Sheriffs. Look at that sheriff.
Great looking skin. TS making good work of it here. And just to find Wix. Spots one up top, shots flying through, tries to get the last one, runs out of bullets. So Zeus will manage to take down TS. Godlike there to respond in kind. Spike going to be planted yet again, but very low HP numbers for the two remaining members of TNL. Park Jong going to be at 92 HP, 33 shield. Donghai, one stray shot would be enough to finish him off. Hunter's Fury is up from Echo, that's why he's going to be playing back, just looking to buy time here on the Spike. The ult will fly through. Godlike finds Donghai. Park Jong takes him out. Hunter's Fury clearing the other side. This is at least going to be a tap to halfway. Starting to advance forward, has to drop down. Gets him up the Spike for a moment. Flashpoint, ready to fly. Spots him. He just needs to play for time. Down to 19 HP versus 6. He's going to be sticking it, but the headshot comes through just in time from Echo. Not even a second to spare. Before that, the fuse would have come off, and TNL tied up 1-1.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Park Jung maybe get aggressive after the half, or even while the Hunter's Fury was still flying. He had the opportunity, I think, to get close enough to Echo while that last Hunter's Fury was being fired to maybe finish the job. He only had 6 hit points. I'm not sure how much information he had or how much communication there was from his teammates that Echo was one hit. It wasn't just a meme, it was actually one hit. And if he had just, gone for one of those bullets, they could have got it. Instead, it's a big second round win for TNL.
I've never noticed that squirrel and that worm. I'm not really sure what's going on there.
I got nothing, man. I don't know what squirrels and worms have to do with each other. It's like birds and worms I would get.
With an Arctic base as well.
Yeah, I don't really think worms survive well in cold, really, really cold. Maybe they do, I don't know.
Nor do I. Godlike, though, entry into the backside, but Zeus manages to cut him down with a nice... Oh, man. Sheriff headshot. Follows up for a second. Is still alive and in the mix of things, but Exy will get rid of 2. Zeus now falls. 3 kills for Exy on the board. Do we see more for the TNL superstar? Holding this angle, sound will fall to Ritzy, and TNL looking very nice and secure here. 4 kills at the end of the round. They move up 2-1.
That's such a great wall placement. Really gives you such a nice angle up and over it for a player like Exy, who can just nail those shots. Just ridiculous stuff. He's just fantastic. One of the best raw aimers in Korea. His shooting is just so darn good. I mean, look at this angle that he has.
Yep. I mean, I very much have to agree with Ending Life. I think that Exy, probably the best in Korea as far as just raw aim.
Yep.
Guy is just too damn good. King up there as well to go ahead and echo that additional sentiment from our analyst. Recon dart. Not going to get too much of a spot, but there's Exy showing off that aim yet again. Flashpoint comes out, but that's just so Park Jung can exit safely. Pushing up now onto green. TS again finds a nice little pick-off, taking down his counterpart Omen and Sound. And the Spike will now get rotated around to the A site where it's being defended solely by Zeus.
So, even though the economy is going to be bad, if Apex people lose this round, and you're going to be able to get the heal off on TS there. If they lose this round, the economy's going to be bad. They spent a lot on this. The good news is Donghai has Blade Storm, Zeus has Lockdown if it doesn't get used here.
That is true. He's a little angle there from Zeus, but can't quite get the hits that he was looking for, so Ritzy does manage to turn around and get that kill. Shock darts flying through, Wix plane up in the Raptors around the back, does manage to find the punish here onto the enemy Sage. Dart out, does get the tag. Can they get the retake? 30 health remaining for Wix. Will fall. TS cleans up both of them. Back-to-back. 3 kills in the round for him. 3-1 TNL.
All right, so even though the money's going to be a little odd for Apex people, there is a chance for them to put something good in this round together. They have a lot of ults available. They have a good chance at a good retake. So for them, I don't want to see them getting too aggressive. And I say that, and it is one of those eco rounds, so the natural inclination of some players is to just try to push up, try to get,
catch them off guard.
Yeah, exactly. Get a pick somewhere. Could happen, we'll see. But I wouldn't mind to see them just play for a retake. They've got a lot of nice abilities ready.
Well, looks like they are looking to get a little bit spicier as they move forward here onto the rafters. Is he holding down the angle? Is he prepared for 2 of them to be up there?
He's the one exception.
The answer is yes.
He's the one exception. Donghai's the one exception. He's allowed to get aggressive because he's Jet.
Yeah. Well, Sound is dead again. That's going to be 5 for him in 5 rounds. Hasn't really been able to contribute a whole lot because he's often the first one to get picked off. So needs to get warmed up, get into the group, because so far it's been a rough look for him. Boombot going to be tossed out. Godlike gets himself up on top of Yellow, forces the position of Wix. shutting him down to the low ground now. Zhonghai trying to come in from behind. Did get rid of TS, so an opening kill, a reset on the Blade Storm to start. He's making his way up past Orange, whereas everybody else from TNL, unsurprisingly, is playing back behind Yellow and at Green. Dash forward, blind comes out. Wix takes it away, so he doesn't actually get the reset, so now runs out of knives. That could be pretty deadly, yep, and it is. They cut them down in the end with Exy finding 3. TNL continue to look very good, 4-1 so far here on Icebox.
Yeah, that's a little weird there. I think that's a bit of a miscommunication. I can see Zhonghai's a little kind of, not upset, but a little disappointed with that. You don't need to use 2 ults on one person there. That's a little overkill, I think. The flash had hit and godlike, so that's fine. He should be dead to rights for Zhonghai. You gotta rely on the fact that Zhonghai can take that. And I don't know, maybe the Hunter's Fury was aimed at something else and I just didn't see it.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But Wix, in that situation, probably should just be trying to cut off green axis, force them back around that side so that they can buy more time to get, to advance and get moved up towards the spike. So,
exactly.
like you said, maybe a miscommunication. Zhonghai now, though, with Operator in hand, taking a nice little deep peek over at a main. Ritzy's still going to be in the vicinity, but isn't even moving up onto the rafters right now. Meanwhile, ooh, barely saw his head. Cannot get the hit, though.
I really like the agent lineup for TNL. It gives them a ton of ability to utilize the verticality on this map. I mean, think about this. You have 4 agents who can naturally put themselves up in different spots.
Yeah.
It's crazy cool what they can do, theoretically. We'll see if they really take advantage of it, if they even have to. So far, they've been using the top of green.
Yeah. Well, spotted there. Zhonghai not going to get darted, but pulls back. Relocating himself and trying to play a different angle with the Operator. Been a very slow creep here for TNL. Just trying to get as much information as they possibly can. A move up, nearly into Kitchen Sound. Inching his way back. The timing on this peak from TS would be absolutely huge. But now Zeus is in a position to potentially punish. Playing around this hut access. Lobbed in, spots one, throws the rocket down, Wix falls. Sound finally gets himself on the board with the kill onto Godlike, making it a 1-for-1 trade out. As TS inches in through the kitchen. Lockdown, invested. Sound finding 3. Cannot follow up for the 4th. Echo will manage to take him out, but it's a great amount of damage dealt here by the Apex Omen. Zeus now bringing it down to a 1v3, and he is completely detained, so they will go on the hunt. Wrap it around from behind. Still just waiting it out as the spike gets defused. That will be the finish as Apex people go ahead and put a second round win on the board, but Echo will make it a little bit more costly for them. Takes an extra gun out of their hands, but the round win is the thing that matters most.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a good win. Definitely there. Good retake. Good patience in the tubes. A good trade by Sound early on. And then he follows up with 2 more quick kills on the B, and that's a lot of open space. Then you have the Killjoy lockdown to put people in jail. And then it's pretty easy from there for them. Now, still they have the Rolling Thunder for Park Jung. Sound has got his from the shadows going. Ritzy is a res. A lot of ults available on the side of TNL now. So a lot of options. And you can just hang on to that Blade Storm if you're Exy for a while. Curious to see if anybody's going to pick up an Operator on the attacker side for TNL. They're just playing back by their spawn right now, though. They really think Apex people is going to, want to come out and aggress, but so far they haven't.
Spamming through, hoping to get a lucky connection. No one there to receive the bullets, though. You just have TS playing back, looking to see if anybody's going to be aggressively pushing up through mid. And again, it's just info seeking for TNL. Slowly playing around, now making the call to make their way up through A. Operator still in the hands of Zhonghai. See if he can find much of anything here. Great cloud burst placement coming out from Exy. Cuts off that line of sight at the crucial moment. Now Zhonghai going to get spotted there for a brief moment. TP from TS, putting him into that defender spawn. Can he capitalize? The answer is yes. Wix falls, but Zeus is quick on the response, pushes out around the corner, finds the kill. Push out from Park Jung after on the back of the flash. Godlike does fall in the end after getting that kill. So with 2 members left standing, Apex people will close out yet another round, getting themselves within touching distance of TNL.
That's one of the better from the shadows I've seen. He got a kill out of it, really set himself in a good spot to take advantage of the rotations, but just on the site itself, it's just very, very good shooting.
Yeah.
Very good shooting from Apex, and I mean, they're in great spots. It's a good early cloud burst, like you mentioned, to kind of displace Junghai, and then you also dart him. You know where he's at, but while in the middle of all that, they're able to kind of buy some time, and then Junghai's even able to pick up one kill with his operator, and they pick it back up, get in his hands.
Yeah. I just got another shout out to Exy with that smoke. It's just gorgeous. Not only did he read the positioning of Junghai, but he managed to, to double curve it.
Right.
It was just absolutely beautiful to watch. Rolling Thunder does get used. Park slowing them up here in mid as we have a 3-person push. 2 already making their way over onto the A site. Flashpoints used to try and buy a little bit more time, keeping them contained inside of this dark cover. Start to poke out. Park Chung goes for that pick. XE managed to find him, but Junghai takes out TS. Wicks now falling. 1-man advantage so far for the side of TNL as the spike will get planted. It's a 3-man retake attempt getting ready to come through for Apex people. They would love to tie this up right now. Let's see if they can engineer that.
That's a Chad move to get in through A-Link there by TNL. I mean, that is tough to do, to get around that corner through Boiler. That is really impressive. Then they could throw a wall up and make it so there's really only one angle that Apex people can come from.
Oh, XE taking a tap to the head there, has to pull back. Hunter's Fury coming out, gets rid of Junghai. Says, nope, you are not defusing that one. It seems like now Spike is going to be going off. Yep, there you go. There's the finishing kills. TNL stopping Apex in their tracks, putting another win on the board, keeping themselves at an arm's length with a 2-round lead.
Yeah, it's just, they're really solid on this push. Again, once they get up into Boiler, the Rolling Thunder opens the door for them to do that. They push right through into A-Link. Just really, really nicely done. And, I mean, Junghai, of course, we know he's really good with the operator, but TNL does not care too much. And again, that wall is so fantastic. It literally makes it so there's one place you could come through, and that's from Rafters.
Yeah.
That is it.
Well, really good with an operator. Let's see how he is with a Marshall. Not the first time that we've seen him use this, but Zeus trying to pull up here over towards Green. Does get caught off guard, as does Wix, just trying to clear the boom bot. Ritzy pushes the corner, manages to eliminate him, and just like that, the B bomb site has been completely broken open. Park Chung now going to be dancing back and forth. Just ducking in and out of the windows here. Does get the headshot lineup onto Godlike. Kind of ego peeks him again. Have to respect the Sheriffs, especially, even at that range. But Park Chung not respecting the left side look. Ritzy with a nice little 1-tap will finish off sound. Now it all comes down to Junghai in a 1v3 with nothing more than a Marshall in his hands.
Yeah, this is going to be rather difficult for Junghai. He fakes it, taps it.
Tries to get him.
Yeah, can't do it.
Close just over top of his head there with the crosshair placement. So Ritzy finds 3 kills on the round, and TNL still look very good here on the map pick of Icebox.
This is the attacker side, too. They look really, really strong. Doesn't matter which side they go, either. They had one kind of slip up on B, but on the pistol round, and that's about it. I mean, other than that, they've been pretty darn solid overall. And now, looks like we do have a buy, full buy, able to be done by Apex people. So this is a pretty important round here. They're spending quite a bit of money. They'll still have a little bit left.
Oh, they're looking to get really aggressive here, but Junghai, oh, the timing. Looks back over to the main, but they come through the hallway. Exy surprisingly cut off guard. Was not ready for Park Chung to be pushed that far forward. Sprang through the smoke, trades a little bit of damage back, but the paint shells will force him to fully retreat. Fault line as well, just to make sure that he doesn't get pursued any deeper. Drone out from Echo just to clear Green. Sees that there's nobody else hovering nearby. In the meantime, TS has got himself situated here in the kitchen, just holding the angle. Park Chung is not ready for it. Ritzy now going to be burning the res to bring Exy back into the round, just to go ahead and try and guarantee victory. If not, just have an extra gun ready to go for the next round.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting. They maybe could have tried to punish that, knowing that the ult was up and that Exy was over there, but they're really not able to get in the position. The wall's able to be saved for the plant.
Good covering fire there from Godlike. A little bit of a transfer spray from Sound did tap up Godlike a bit. Surprisingly enough, the healing orb was used on Godlike instead of Exy. So he's still going to be stuck at about 20 health. But with 2 members left And their economy very much in shambles. Apex people kind of just need to be looking for any sort of exit frags that they could possibly get and hold on to these rifles for themselves. Shot coming out. Zeus almost looking like he was going to choke on that, but does follow up for a second one. Gets the one tap on the X. He finds a third.
Wow.
Really solid stuff as he gets 3 before getting eliminated. 3 here for Godlike as well, but the spike will go off all the same. And TNL put 7 on the board. 2 more rounds to go in the half.
Yeah, Wick's forced to hang out in the defender spawn all the way in the back at the end, and nobody quite crosses in front of his path to go. So yeah, it's getting pretty interesting now. 7-3. Only a couple more to go in the half. And now, again, the money is there enough that some of them can buy, but not all of them for Apex. I mean, Zeus, racked himself up just enough that he can get the half armor and a Vandal. A few others had a little bit banked up. So some half armors coming through. Junghai has the Blade Storm, so he can save up at least on that.
Yeah, very much, must win with just the last 2 rounds here in the half. Again, 7-5, not going to be too detrimental for them if they can actually pick those up. Need to have a very strong attacking side, though. But Junghai is going to be backing it up. Looking to clear out that drone. Will get darted. Has to fully reposition all the way to that mid link. TNL shaking it up. Get a decent amount of scouting done over there at A. They've got 3 members stacked on that side of the map. One holding down tube for now. We'll see if TS wants to try to make a play in there or if he's just going to be crossing underneath and get into orange. Conbolt does not spot much of anything.
Can he get around that?
Making quite a bit of noise.
Yeah. And you can see the smokes are going to go down. Block off the snow.
Oh, man. Follows up with that right click. Showstopper out from Godlike. Does get shut down. Sound finishing him off before he can actually get the rocket in the air. Decent amount of damage traded out now onto Sound up top, but Xe falls. This is certainly a winnable opportunity here for the side of Apex people. 4 members strong, the lockdown rolling through. That is not where that was supposed to go.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, man. No, it does not. Junghai does manage to finish him off. Daggers flying through. There's the finish on Aritzi. 2 members left alive. That will be the defuse coming in. As Apex people get 1 step closer to that 7-5 record here on the first half of Icebox.
Yeah, that's a really nice hold there. Even though, goodness gracious, Echo with a crazy good play, gets shock darted and just comes around and picks up a quick double with that Phantom. That is sick. Absolutely sick. But Apex people looking really, really strong. Lockdown helps. Having that Killjoy available just gives you some really nice options. Pretty decent Blade Storm from Junghai. Gets a couple in there as well. So yeah, that's a lot of money and gives him the ability to get the operator because he gets in there.
Yeah, getting that first initial finish off onto TS was huge. It looked like he was going to be dead to rights, but does manage to just get the full pivot into the right-click kill. We see sometimes Jets completely whiff the right clicks when they're catching somebody off guard, let alone when they're staring them straight in the face. So
it's also a big deal that Sound didn't die right away. He got hit by a fault line, and he kind of walked right into it, but he took a bunch of damage through the wall, and he was able to stay alive and stay up there, and that really buys them a lot of time and space.
Yep. Well, drone forward now as TNL just look to gather some information here for themselves. We'll spot one. Junghai plays back above this mid exit. Dark cover getting dropped out. Just keeps looking.
Just seeing if anybody wants to go up there.
Holding the angles. We do have Godlike hovering in nest right now. Oh, Sound just taking that from the shadows. Immediately finds a couple people over here just outside of green. Now the call will come through for the retreat back over towards the A site. Since Godlike was able to inch himself so far forward here. Operator out. Barely just does not notice this raise. And he catches them by surprise. Now they see him. Godlike comes in from the flank. Gets the headshot. Spike moves forward. Plant will come in. Walt cuts off the back, but they're delaying as much as they possibly can. Shots are not going to connect, but Zeus manages to take down TS. Godlike repositioning because of the aftershock here. Blast packs his way back around the front of the site. Now looks to hold down this mid-angle approach, but Sound manages to strike first, finishing him off. Ritzy gets one, then gets taken out by Wix. Xe with an operator in his hands. It's a little bit of revenge here, takes a shot. Sound gets a little bit of damage in onto the enemy jet. Now is going to be spotted by that recon ball. Spike just starting to get tapped. The Hunter's Fury flies through. Echo gets the first one. Xe gets the second. TNL, they close out the half 8-4.
So that last one in the half could have gone very, very differently if Wix can get his second 2 Hunter's Fury on the mark, onto Ritzy. He could have delayed the spike long enough, potentially, that it doesn't get planted.
Yeah.
He just went a little bit too far to the left. I mean, that's, like, everything is a game of inches, and here you can see why. I mean, he was so close. So the first one right on the money to delay that plant, and the follow-ups were just not quite there.
They were not, so it's a solid start on the map here for TNL, but that's kind of what we were anticipating. You know, even with Apex people starting off on that defender side, this is TNL's map pick. This is the least picked map in Korea. So it's not too shocking to see TNL looking very comfortable here right now. To see Coach Bale there in the back, getting some words in during the tactical time out.
Yeah, they just seemed a little lost on defense there. They weren't really able to ever play aggressively to cover green. I mean, they never ever could. They were always playing back. I mean, yes, they were setting up the Killjoy utility with that in mind, but they were never really able to stop anything going through B. So the plants on that side were relatively easy sometimes. In A, the smokes are just fantastic from TNL. They really have those practice. Like you mentioned, that one from Xe around the corner, that double move. Even sometimes the Omen TS is laying them in good spots. On top of pipes even, that blocks off a lot of that vision from the rafters area. So it's just, it really makes it hard when you know your opponent is going to go for that operator, and then you throw those smokes down. It makes it hard for you as that defender side to get in a decent position. You can see them really isolating Jung Hai and really neutralizing his effectiveness.
Xe looking very solid so far with that KD. Start out, Xe playing up top here at green, manages to find Sound yet again. Is the first one to fall on the side of Apex people. Couple good rounds from time to time, but overall it's been rough tidings here for the Omen player.
And you can see, again, the verticality, using it on this map, so important. TNL just really smart about it. Not just with getting their characters in the right spots, but also getting their utility in the right spots.
Just looking to clear out center box here on site. Nobody playing there, though. Both playing well into the back of A. Spike's been brought forward. And there's still 2 members that need to rotate into A right now from the side of Apex. People are trying to back up this push. Echo get a little tap off there as Wix falls down to 70 HP. Drone into the back. Not locating them yet, but knows where one's at. Now knows where both are. Bot will get finished off as the spike starts to go down. Paint shells flying through. He's a little angle, but a bit too far away. Back end of the nade does get a little bit of damage in on the Park Jong, and then he takes a little bit more as well. Some gunfire. While Zeus is going to be looking to play the heroes, coming in for a deep lurk out from mid. Jung Hai cannot buy that much time. Zeus now starting to inch forward. Does manage to find one. It's just he and Wix versus the world. Pushes the corner. TS eliminates him, pushing out through the smoke. Cannot get the flick there onto Xe. So will be that pistol round victory coming in for TNL now, 9-4.
Yeah, it's a good flank by Zeus, but he doesn't check that right corner well enough. He's kind of expecting someone to be in front of him more towards the plant site. And yeah, he gets kind of blindsided there, and that makes things fall apart pretty quickly for Apex. It's a pretty good setup, but they get that. It's a nice owl drone, gets a lot of information. It's a good reaction off of that to get the plant. Defense just not quite there. Just really close from Zeus, but you gotta be really careful about those angles. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because you know that there's gonna be 2 that you're gonna, when you come around that corner. So I'm not, really criticizing him that much. That's a very tough very tough corner to manage.
Changing it up a little bit there. Looked like it was going to be a 4 sheriff setup here for the side of Apex people, but Zhonghai does just go ahead and move back to the classic. It's a little bit of extra utility. It will be going armorless. Godlike confirming that there's at least somebody over in mid with the boom pot. A little bit of noise here. Echo, he's very much the one taking damage. Didn't get any shots to connect. Flashpoints well into the back. Looking to stop him from poking out. Drone will find one, but he is not ready for this. Zhonghai up top, dashes through, but Ritzy does manage to find him. So big overstep here from Zhonghai. Wanted to try to just maybe scoop up that Bulldog and then get prepared to defend. But the rest of TNL in a position to go ahead and equalize that as a 1-for-1. TS coming in from behind, gets rid of Zeus. Isn't ready, though, for Sound to be holding in the back with the Sheriff. Headshot does go through. So Recon Dart will spot one. Exy playing right outside the Cloud Burst. Bulldog shots come in, back-to-back headshots. Follows up for a 3rd kill. This is just going to be a held defuse. That's the cleanup on the team. 10-4 now. TNL 2 rounds away from at least locking in that OT, but it is looking relatively hopeless for Apex people here on Icebox.
Not going well, no doubt about it. It's a tough one. Again, yeah, you said it exactly what I was thinking in that moment. That Zhonghai just overextended. He just went a bit too far in the paint. I mean, I get it. You get confident, you get a kill. You really feel like you can just keep that momentum going, but you're out in the open coming down those stairs. I mean, if anybody's out in that spawn area, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're just completely exposed, and Exy just, you know, catches him from the side blind with that Bulldog, picks up 2 more. Hey, that's easy money.
Godlike pressing forward as Ritzy just takes a couple little pot shots here. The drone will spot him, but do they see the raise? Yes, they do. Godlike now going to have to reposition as they try to get into a position to punish him, but he makes it back around the corner fast enough, doesn't take any damage. In the meantime, over here at the A site, Zeus was playing alone and does get eliminated. Sound with a very nice shot, finds Exy well into the back of the site, so great little Vandal 1-tap from him. Now we'll go back over to the spawn, retrieves the spike, and we'll join into the rest of the squad over at green.
That's interesting. That's kind of at least making TNL have to respect that they could come A, and they're going to use the Owl drone to try to check it out. Not a ton of people watching B, so the smokes are going to come down. Fault line as well, or flashpoint, aftershock to make sure there's nobody hanging out in the bottom of orange.
Taking some shots, spraying it through the box here. Line had connected. Still haven't gotten that kill. Wall coming out. Oh, man. The interruption.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable interruption on the plant.
That's so smart.
Okay. I see you, Ritzy. Very creative, but 2v4 all the same.
That's genius.
It's really nice. Echo trying to hold down this angle, is unable to do so, and they will fall in the end. Apex people picking up 5 rounds, but it was a 5-head play from Ritzy.
It's the moral victory for Ritzy there. I mean, you just displaced a spike plant with a wall. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I don't think I have. Granted, I'm behind on some VODs when it comes down to some of the other regions out there, so maybe somebody's done some plays like that.
Yeah, but that's I can't say I've ever seen it.
Definitely not here in Korea.
That's just so funny. I
mean,
mean,
it's one of it's one of those plays we say it's cute, because it didn't result in the win, but it was damn cute.
Well, there's a lot of cute stuff you can do on this map because there's so much texture. I don't know how else to describe this. There's that you can get the walls through.
Yeah.
And fit stuff. So you have a lot of interesting, unique stuff. And well, that's not great for sound. And how many times have we seen that on this map? Steps into Exy's blades.
Just count how many rounds there are. Unfortunately, it feels like Sound is just the first one to die every single time. Zeus going to be joining him in the grave, however, as Godlike pressed forward over towards a main. Ritzy creeping around the back, but won't arrive in time. Zhonghai already going to fall. Ritzy pushes out, finds another one. Park Jong now going to be taken out. The spike on the ground, and Wix is all on his lonesome. Over here towards yellow. Echo gets the dink into the body shot. There's the cleanup. There's 11 on the board for TNL.
What if first deaths counted against your ACS?
Ooh.
Then this would be real bad for sound. But it would, that'd be kind of interesting because first bloods obviously
I'd give him
add to it.
Maybe a
Can you get negative? Can we go lower?
It wouldn't be good. I mean, Xyz is through the damn roof right now.
What's the opposite of to the moon?
To the core?
Yeah.
The core of the earth?
Because that's where that ACS.
Paper hands together as we drill to the core of earth and incinerate ourselves.
Diamond hands are not. Even though there's diamonds in the ground.
True.
So that's where you would want to go to find your diamond hands, is in the ground first, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I'm not much of a Wall Street Bets guy, but Rolling Thunder does go crashing through. I think it only hit one, though. I believe it's just Echo, who's already well, truly behind the back of sight. Paint shells flying through. Godlike taking a ton of damage. Falls down to 11 HP. We'll see if Ritzy's going to be able to get the healing orb out onto him for this retake. Start making their way forward. Zhonghai with the knives flying. Does find Exi, but Ritzy trades it back. Thrown up over the top. Gets the dart into one. Zeus holding it down. Does get picked off after finding Godlike. 3v3 now as the Hunter's Fury will come through from Wix. Gets attacked onto ones, looking for the follow-up. Cannot swing it wide enough, however, to get that kill. Back in onto the spike will at least take this up to half, but they're just going to be holding it. But Sound does manage to come up with two. Park Jung holding back on this angle, and there's just nothing the TS can do. Apex people fighting back as best as they possibly can. We'll get a sixth on the board, but the spike will take out both remaining members.
Okay. That was pretty good. Everything is good on that setup. There's good, timings with the Hunter's Fury. There's good shooting by Sound to get that double there. I was kind of wondering when they were diffusing and no one was going to shoot at the spike. I'm like, is anybody gonna do that? I know there's a smoke there, but you can blast through those, and eventually Sound waits for a good timing, come out there, picks up a double. So yes, 11-6. I mean, you never know. You never, ever know. Apex people are kind of a swingy team, and they don't ever give up, man. Almost all their games are close. They're always...
They're always what?
They're almost always in it.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1 exchange, but it was a damn good shutdown at the very beginning. But now here comes Zhonghai starting to heat up. TS eliminated. Sound hanging on there for dear life with 24 health remaining. Playing around the back of the site is Godlike. With the help of Ritzy, manages to find one, but Wix will pick up two. And suddenly, it's just Ritzy left alive.
Great
holding
reaction.
the angle, spots one. Oh man, whips it completely. Wix snaps over to the left, gets the headshot. 3 kills on the round for him. Spike, I believe, barely doesn't get planted, so not going to be having that bonus money at the end. But, like you were talking about, never truly out of it yet. Apex people, they are now within 4.
I don't know what it is. It's like the worse things get for them, the better they get sometimes. Coming into that match against TNL, they had to do something special to get themselves into this event. They did it.
Like Olaf in League of Legends. The lower their HP goes, they get the more attack speed, they get the lifesteal.
Yeah, precisely.
That's when they're at their most dangerous.
I'm glad you know League of Legends more than I do, so you can make those references.
I mean, I only commentated it for about, 7 years, but a good little pick off here onto Exi. But it was a nice sheriff punish to get a gun out of the hands of Apex people, making it a bit more winnable here for TNL. 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
TNL in a good spot with their ultimates. They could maybe try to get that res onto Exi. You could try to throw up a wall. So him reaching out there. But you can see Apex is kind of aware of it. They're watching it pretty closely. They know that it might be attempted. I like this. You gotta kind of force this at least. You don't want to let them get Exi back up for free.
Yep. Good recovery on the gun. Ooh, Sound. It's like, I think I saw something there, but he's not, maybe not quite 100% certain about it. Repeak is potentially getting ready to be there from Echo. Yep, it is. Echo's ready. Finds the punish. Hunter's Fury is available from Echo, and there you go. Knows exactly where that lockdown is going to be coming from. So does manage to finish that one off. Also gets Parchung on the back end of it. TS with the Bucky finds one. Echo is there for the cleanup. A thrifty for TNL to secure their 12th round win. 5 straight now for Apex people if they want to force us into OT.
I mean, talk about value out of that Hunter's Fury. Not only do you take the lockdown out, but you get a kill after that. That's nuts. That's really good. And that's some great stuff from Echo. And here you go. This is do or die time. The rest of it has to be wins if you're going to force overtime. For Apex, they put in a good showing. Echo with 3 kills in that round. Huge, huge, huge for him. But still, the star of the show, as usual for TNL, has been Exi.
Dart up over the top. Exi, oh man, operator in his hands. Pushes out below 2, but you can see they are done screwing around. 2 kills instantly off the bat. Couple shots flying through the wall. They're up in the kitchen. Gets a tag. It's TS. Takes Sound's head off. Godlike now well into the back. And it all comes down to Zhonghai. I mean, this is who you would want to bet on if you had to bank on a little turnaround ace, but it's not going to happen. Flawless final round, 13-7. TNL very one-sidedly take Icebox.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Well, not super bad. Apex had a couple good rounds in there. Pretty decent comebacks in the second half. You know, some good adjustments being made. But overall, they just kind of were they looked lost. They just didn't, know how to read the map. They're not really able to read what TNL is doing and when they're doing it. For example, they watch Xy's dead body when they know the res is available, and they're checking it out. They're seeing who's coming through. And instead of rotating back over to A, at least checking what's going on in A, they just full commit to B. And TNL's all there. Why? TNL knows what they're doing, and they're just waiting for it.
Yep.
And they just can't break through that defense. I mean, it's really tough when a defending team is all set up on a site. That's really hard to break.
Yeah. And this is, one of the big worries and one of the big reasons that I kind of, picked TNL. They had enough time to watch the tendencies of Apex people after their recent loss to them. And at least on Icebox, granted, it is their map pick. It looks like they've kind of downloaded Apex people a little bit. They're not throwing them too many curveballs. They're reacting extremely well to what Apex people are doing. And they just managed to come out on top. So crushing them as far as the damage is considered. Headshot percentage slightly higher there for Apex people, but, nearly half as many rounds won. So that only takes you so far.
Yeah, that isn't really what matters too much there. Just a lot of wins in the frags. They're just out shooting them is a big part of that one. That's about all you can say. I mean, the top fragger is 16, and that's Zeus. For Apex, I mean, Zhonghai was completely isolated, completely shut down. They never let him get going with that operator. That's a big part of this. You can't let him get hot. I know we played decently well with that combat score, but honestly, Zeus was looking pretty decent there as well. No assist for him. Only 1 first blood, and that was it. 5 first blood total for Apex people in that.
I mean, 111 higher average combat score here for Xy, the 2.2 KDA, 25 kills in the game. And I'm concerned for Apex people that after 2-0ing TNL about a week ago, they have pissed Xy off. It seems like it. He was bested by Zhonghai, 43 kills to the 33 that Xy had. Xy comes in here, absolutely crushes.
And he's like, guys, I'm playing Jet now. I got to show Zhonghai who's the better Jet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would not put it past Xy for that to be the reason. This might not have been a coaching decision. He might have just been like, I need to play the Jet. I need to show this guy what's up. Please just let me do it. I can play this extremely well. And, if you're the coach, if you're the rest of the team, you probably just go, yeah, okay, Xy, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because you are that damn good.
Absolutely. You got to let him off the leash. He had 8 first bloods in that, by the way.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of them are sound.
Too many. And too soon. Paper thin. Too soon indeed.
Sorry.
But that is map 1 in the books. Things looking very good for TNL. Apex people, their map pick of Ascent is going to be coming up next. So maybe we can tie it up. We're going to find out when we come back to that map in just a few.
There was something on my mind. Got a fake Rolex and a rare complex. Gonna fix them both tonight. And I'm not giving it chitch. It's how we start a civil war.
and yellow and at green. Dash forward, blind comes out. Wick inches in through the kitchen, lockdown, invested, sound finding 3. There's spawn, can he capitalize? The answer is yes, Wix falls, but Zeus is quick on the response. Not the first time that we've seen him use this, but especially even at that range. But Park Jung not respecting the kitchen, just holding the angle. Park Jung is not able to hold on to these rifles for themselves. Shot coming out, Zeus not where that was supposed to go.
It doesn't matter.
Oh man, no it does not. Undart will spot 1. Exy playing right outside the cloud burst. Bulldog shots come in, back-to-back headshots. Follows up for a third, now gonna be taken out. The spike on the ground, and Wick over here towards yellow. Echo gets the dink into the body shot.
Great
Holding
reaction.
the angle, spots 1. Oh! Yep, it is. Flying through the wall there, up in the kitchen. Gets a tag, it's TS. Takes Sound's head off. Godlike now well into the back. And it all comes down to Zhonghai. I mean, this is who you would want to bet on if you had the bank on a little turnaround ace, but it's not going to happen. Flawless final round, 13. And we are back. It's time to jump into what could be our final map of the evening. Apex people not really showing up too well on Icebox. TNL get the victory there on their map pick, 13-7. And, you know, Apex people, it wasn't even because of strategies being shown by TNL, it just, a lot of times getting out-fragged. And that's what has me concerned for them as we get ready to go into Ascent.
The good news is Ascent is their best map. It is,
Yes.
They are very, very good on this. They play just solid on both sides. They're great on the pistol rounds on this map. Last time they won both pistol rounds against TNL on this, 13-7. So they were able to do on Ascent what they just got done to them on Icebox in terms of the score, basically. So
Yeah.
so I mean they play Ascent as well as TNL plays Icebox, at least if the last time they played Ascent was any indication. Well, so we'll see. I wouldn't be too surprised if this one goes to the third game, because these are really close teams, but I think Apex people, maybe, we'll see.
I mean, you know,
After that brutal loss, though, you never know.
I predicted the 2-1, so I think that it very much could go the distance. It's just whether or not they can actually shake off that first map loss and get themselves back into this one. I think that they should be able to do it. I think that there's going to be a lot more comfort for them when they get ready to go into Ascent. Obviously, Icebox for no other team other than, you know, basically TNL Vision Strikers is going to be comfortable at all.
Yeah.
But the shakiness on their fragging definitely leaves a lot of questions as to whether or not they will be able to push back against TNL and take this into that third map of Bind. I'm hoping that they can do it, because I'm not casting tomorrow. I don't have to come all the way back over to the studio. I get to just kind of relax at home, watch Taste Hostess do the commentary. So because of that, let's just go as late as humanly possible tonight. Screw it.
That's fine. I don't mind. I mean, I expected this to go to 3 potentially. But I did say 204 Apex. I felt pretty confident about them. I wasn't sure we'd get Icebox, but they did get handled pretty nicely. They played the exact same agent lineup, did Apex people, the last time on Ascent that we just saw on Icebox, so they don't change it up too much typically. For TNL, it's going to be curious. Are we still doing Xe on Jet, or is we going back to normal?
Looks like
It looks like we're shifting back to the normal stuff. So it looks like they're gonna. I mean, it looks like the agent lineups are going to be identical to what we saw last Saturday when Apex people beat them on this.
All right, well, Breach back in here for Godlike. Echo, of course, going to be on the Sova. And yeah, it's looking very stock standard here for the side of TNL. It's not going to be seeing that real Sentinel come through. No Cypher, no Killjoy. Killjoy still, of course, going to be there for Zeus. Pretty much the only thing that he does play. But guys, the stage is set. The agents are locked in. Apex people still looking fine as far as their spirits are concerned. They're on stage here in the studio, as we are coming to you guys live from Seoul. LAN is back. It will live on in Korea. But will Apex people live on through this series? Can they take us to Bind? We're about to find out as we jump onto map number 2. Apex people's map selection of Ascent. They need to turn this around, otherwise they're falling down into that loser's matchup to play against New Turn. You do not want that. You want to be the ones advancing forward to try and go up against Vision Strikers, as daunting of a task as that is.
Yeah, it's more just like Yeah, you only get 2 losses and then you're done. It is a bet, you know, you do at least have that ability here. If you fumble one time, you do have the ability to recover and get another chance to play again. And I think, yeah, this is going to be really interesting. Another thing to take into account is Apex people hasn't played on LAN in quite some time. Maybe ever.
First
that
strike.
I know of.
No,
they didn't play First Strike.
No, it wasn't First Strike.
They didn't make it. They didn't make
Pro
it to
Party
the best
again
8.
in my head there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this very well may be the first time. So, at least in a long while.
So that could be nerve-wracking. I mean, you're here, there's all these lights, there's all these people, you gotta wear makeup.
Yeah.
It's different. It is a lot different. And you got the other team there when you know, take these breaks in between, you gotta go to the restroom or something, and they're hanging out there and
bathroom bullying.
Yeah, they're bullying you in there. And
nah, they're all these guys are pretty damn good friends. But guys, let's go ahead. The map is ready. The players are loaded up. Let's go ahead and jump into Ascent and see if Apex people can get it done.
I mean, you gotta see how sexy Exy is in real life. I mean, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in.
It's not just the webcam doing him favors.
There's the makeup on him as well. Ooh.
Just in case anyone doesn't get the reference, one of the Korean commentators called him Sexy Exy because of his incredible playstyle. But also, you know, he's a handsome
guy.
lad. Most of the players on TNL honestly are, you know, kind of look a little bit like a K-pop group. Could definitely pass for one.
True. Not sure about the dance skills though.
Droning forward. We'll spot one, get the dart in.
Sometimes that's okay. You're trying to bait him into thinking that, but
Yeah,
you know,
it's just one. It's not the end of the world.
Exactly, and they can all just kind of pop around this corner and maybe catch Echo. I mean, had he thrown that recon dart in there, he could have got a ton of information, but it might be too late now.
Well, just the one playing at B at the moment. Go ahead, throw that forward. Zeus finds TS. Striking him down as Zeus was playing up at top mid. Now cutting his way down, getting some decent shots in, but with a repeat here from Ritzy, they will manage to find one. Spike's still going to get planted as the door looks to get broken down. Some dark cover coming out will cut off that B main access. Echo coming out on top of Jonghi does manage to put another kill on the board. 4v3 now for the retake. Ritzy and Echo both having taken a bit of damage. Could still prove to be a bit difficult. Like sitting over in the smoke, looking to poke out. Here's the flashes fly, gets the headshot onto one, has the flank angle. Wicks finds 3 as the pistol round goes to Apex people.
I mean, that's huge. That is such an impressive maneuver there from Wicks. Gives them the win. They are on the back foot for a bit there with the numbers, and he just comes up huge. Just, oh my goodness. That is why I love the Ghost. I have switched to only the Ghost on the pistol rounds because it is filthy. It is so accurate. Look at this.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Headshot, headshot.
You know, they preempted by throwing the dark cover over at B main, but then just completely forgot about it. A severe lack of respect, it would seem, for TNL, for somebody coming from that angle.
Yeah.
So just completely get caught off guard. So, you know, seems to have slipped from their mind or way too focused in onto the site, costs them dearly. Echo now again going to be holding back over towards the defender's side. Dark cover comes up, and it's just going to be another swift push. And a bit of a misread here from TNL, who had heavily stacked over onto that A site.
This time Zeus isn't lurking at mid-top. They have to respect it, though. You can see they have to slow up a little bit at mid. They have to check it. And that gives you an extra second or two. I mean, that's a big deal.
Well, everybody going to be going through market and defender side, so looks like Zeus with this really heavy back flank angle over at the spawn is not really going to be finding too much value. He'll start to press forward here as they move up. Decent amount of spotting coming off of that recon dart. Quick sprays in, manages to find one right up and close and personal. Cannot get the third, but a severe amount of damage is dealt. Great little shot there from Echo as Spike starts ticking down faster and faster. Sound holds the angle, will get the kill. As they will go ahead and try to exit. They get the finish here onto Godlike. The Spike will finish off Sound. Park Chung will be the last one left standing, but it's another round victory here for Apex people.
I mean, when you're given free access to a site, you can set up all the crossfires you could ever want, and that's exactly what they do. I mean, again, it is Wix hanging out in main. Like you mentioned, Zeus all the way back by lobby. The rest of the people in the site, and they can just wait it out and just tear them apart as they come through. Still a pretty decent job by TNL, just their shooting is still quite good, as we've seen.
Yeah, you don't walk away from that one, you know, fairly upset. That's
No.
going to be your ego round here. Now you get ready to come in with the rifles. Taking that many guns out of the hands of Apex people does hurt their economy just a little bit. Zhonghai trying to go for the entry. Exi kind of slow him up with that satchel, but will not be able to do so. It's going to be 2 swift kills in response. A 1-man advantage now here for the side of Apex. Aftershock to clear out Hell. They'll now have this secured. The door will be shut, and the spike will get planted just below Heaven.
Park Jung with a good flash to open the door. Get into the site. Pick up a quick double there. Ritzy pretty well blinded. Echo sends his owl drone out. Dealt with pretty quickly. Sound gonna get spotted out for a second there. Nano Swarm up top. A lot of other utility being used at the top of Heaven. And Sound gonna try to come through from the flank.
Starting to creep in. TS managed to find one. Echo finding 2.
Whoa!
There is the finish. TS scoops a second for himself. The defuse will be there, and TNL, they win the rifle round. Huge plays from the remaining 2 members as TS and Echo absolutely crushed the defense on the site.
I mean, it's a great entry for Apex. They get in there, they get 2 pretty cleanly. Yeah, they lose 1, but 2 for 1's fantastic in that situation. And the shooting from Echo and TS is just insane. I mean, they are turned up right now,
Yep.
and they are potent. I mean, that is a heartbreaker for Apex. They had that one basically in the bag. I thought they had everything stopped up at the top. Godlike completely blockaded at Heaven. I thought it was done, and then they just put their foots down.
Yep, and now the economy is very much offset, so Apex people are going to have to be going for a bit of a thrifty play, as it's just sheriffs in hand across the board. The boom bot doesn't last too long, as the ult orb will get snatched up. Zeus just going to be one away from that lockdown being available. Hunter's Fury, of course, from Echo, currently online, so we'll have that to respond with should we see it used. Good drift around, going to be coming through here over towards the B site. So the spike gets rotated all the way through attackers' spawn. But there's a 3-man stack here on B for the side of TNL. So breaking through this could still prove to be very difficult, especially when they're outgunned.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes it even harder. It is going to be weird. With all those sheriffs, it's going to take some incredible shooting. You never know. I mean, they got here, which means they're darn good. So are they going to be ready for TS around this corner? Echo's going to get the first. Can he find 2?
Oh, so dangerously low. Still sending out the shock darts. Trying to bounce it in. Here's the Cubby. TS, as you said, they were not prepared. Echo still standing now with 3 HP, and it's Zeus all on his lonesome creeping around from behind to see if he can just do any damage at all. Needs to really nail these headshots. Will get one onto Exi with Ritzy, pushing out through Market. Will manage to get that finish in the end. So TNL continuing to move forward here after that economic swing.
Yeah, TNL doing a great job recognizing that the last couple of times Apex had swung into B, they just went. They didn't do anything else. They just went right in around the corner. And that is a nice cheeky spot to be in. And you punish Apex people for it. That's 2 for TS there. And this is starting to go sideways for Apex people. They started out so good, and one bad round and your mentality can start to fall apart.
That it can. Now, operator in the hands of TS with this jet. Exi just waiting with a showstopper has staved them off. They have to show so much respect to that. Looks like it's going to be an attempt to fake, potentially, if they move up here. 3-member stack outside of A lobby. Zeus starting to inch that spike out into the B site. Drone, however, may spot this. They have to pull back. So the drone buying time over at B.
That's nice. That's a great drone.
Actually taking some shots, and the spike slowly starting to get crept up. But this does draw Echo away.
Oh, this is so cute. Nobody knows that Zeus is here. He has lockdown available as well in all of his utilities, so he can really set up a nice plant.
He's going to have to get bunkered in. Exi already finding one. Zhonghai going to fall, and pretty soon TNL will figure this out. Park Jong down here in Hell will get finished off. The spike now planted. They are now well aware. Still, gonna say 2 other members other than Zeus available. A great little headshot there, equalizes it, making it a 3v3. They see his head. Can he line it up? Yes, he can. Sound gets one. Oh, man. Got the dink, but it was through the wall, through the little staircase there. So it does not get the finish on the Godlike, but gets him damn close. 40 health remaining for the breach. The lockdown ticking away. Maybe used a little bit prematurely.
Yeah, I think he thought about using the Hunter's Fury, but there's no reason. Just wasn't going to be worth anything.
Just waits it out. Or destroy. They spot 2. Pushing in. There's 1. There's 2. Zeus locks him down, and the fake play from Apex people works a treat.
I mean, that's just 9 million IQ there. Great play call for Apex. Zeus doing a good job with that. He's such a smart in-game leader, and he just calls something so special there. I mean, that was a hard commit to. I mean, they literally are sacrificing 2 people to get into A to make it look like that's a push, and they do a great job selling it. I mean, they fight tooth and nail for it. They buy a ton of time. Zeus just keeps creeping his way over there. I mean, the whole reinforcement. They waited for the Owl drone to leave on the B. They played off of that.
Yeah, it all would have unraveled had Echo not rotated. That was the one person that they needed to convince, and he bought it. The Klein and Sinker right at the end. The last one to leave that B site open. So secures them the round win, keeps Apex people in the lead.
Sorry, Sound's the in-game leader.
Okay.
Sound's the in-game leader.
Well, either way, whoever's decision it was.
Whoever called that play.
Very wonderfully done. TNL now a bit on the back foot. Let's see if they can try to tie us up yet again. TS has the blades out. Over here at B, drone will move forward. Dart not going to connect, and you don't really want to waste any of your knives on this Al drone. Oh, okay. TS just pressing forward. Finds Strungy. Jumps up over the top. Does get a tag in. Little bit of damage. They're on the Zeus as he clips him in the arm. Not really the headshot that he's looking for. Echo just going to go for a little bit of a peek around the corner. There's the rolling thunder. Does get the stun here on the TS. Redraws out his gun. Godlike set up here in Boathouse. Throws out the flash. TS with the classic draw. Will find Sound. Another flashpoint ready to go. TS gonna get clipped by that one. Does get spotted. Tries to line it up. Gets a little bit of damage here onto Wix. Now Godlike falling. 2v3 attempted retake. Xe finds one. Parkjung strikes him down. Manages to get a 4th. Woo! Eliminates Ritzy. Spike plant on the back end. And Apex people win another round.
That's huge there. And Parkjung coming up clutch at the end. That was very close. There was not a lot of time left. Had that gone out much longer, could have been a very different result to that round. Fantastic work by him getting up that quad kill. Wow.
Extremely well done.
Now the money is bad for TNL. It's not going to be great. They look to kind of figure out what they're going to do with it. This looks like Sheriffs and a Marshall.
All right, pushing forward. Needs to get the finish. Actually, whips those final knives and then will get eliminated. Echo with the classic, finishing him off. Parkjung, though, out for blood. Drops down already quite a bit of damage here. Significantly dealt to Echo. As he hides inside a boathouse. Zeus going to have himself tucked in. Cubby just underneath the market steps. And it is just an all-out slaughter right now. Yeah, final shock dart lobbed in there. Wix will get the final blow. 3 kills for him on the round. And Apex people continue to look great.
Yeah. No, after a couple stumbles, they've really started to get their momentum back here. 3 in a row after losing a couple. And now, yeah, the economy's getting weird. And for TNL, now they got to spend a lot of their money. It's going to be the operator even for TS. So this one's got to work. There are already 5 in the hands of Apex. You don't want to let that slip too much further on your defender side.
Is this up to date? Has Strungai actually not killed anybody so far?
Really?
That's unbelievable.
Really?
I mean, hey, you know, he's doing his job. He's drawing a lot of attention when he goes in for the entries, but...
Well, I mean, it helps when Parkjung's popping off.
It's uncharacteristic. But yeah, Parkjung is fine. He's picking up the slack right now, as is Wix. Both of them are having an extremely good start here to the map. Thrown up over the top from Echo, will manage to spot a few out here in mid. Chilling back over at bench, while Xe moves his way up, but they are pretty much prepared for this one. Does get a very fast little snap there onto Sound. Wix is very fast on the return fire. making that a 1-for-1 outside of B lobby.
You know, this is tough. This is tough on the defense for
This
TNL.
is an aggressive operator push is what this is.
Yeah, that too.
Oh my
no.
God, oh no! He took the shot and reveals his position. That's when patience is very much a virtue. TS gives away his positioning. Now he's going to rotate over towards B lobby. This still could be huge. Spots one, gets Park Jung. Says that was the spike, gets the follow-up. Okay, he has redeemed himself. 2 dead, the spike down in B lobby. Somebody's going to have to try and come retrieve this. They don't have the flashes now.
Did we forget?
Oh, okay. Little jiggle around the corner. Does manage to scoop that one up, but he'll make the call. You know?
That's a hell of a move.
That it is. Godlike misses the shot, so now High finds 1, finds 2. Okay, he's finally on the board. It's looking good. Knives out. Doesn't have, just has 3 remaining. Clears the recon, dips around the corner. 47 HP in a dream with 3 knives at his disposal. Can he make it happen? It would be absolutely massive for TS. Just 1 more Cloudburst is all that he has. Right click will not kill. Zhonghai, however, will. 3 for him. And another round for Apex, people who are starting to run away with this half.
Yep, this is looking really good. I mean, this is... It's a whole bunch of weirdness on the backside of this. I mean, TS whiffing on that shot, but then Apex people just, like, not thinking that he would go back into their spawn. Like, that's a pretty likely place for him to go from top mid when he... It's a little weird there. That could have gone very sideways. I'm pretty amazed that Wix is able to pick up that spike with that little jump spin there. That it's kind of almost like you're doing your your corner check. That's crazy.
All right, well, from the shadows online.
Is that an Ares? I'm pretty sure Echo has an Ares. Just so your eyes do not deceive you at home.
Anyway, knife is out for now. Spike moved up. Zhonghai, the one carrying it. Completely forward face checks into wine. Doesn't see anything, though. Slow creep forward now. TS very low. Park Jung spotting 1. Door now shutting. Sound drops down, gets a little bit of extra damage in onto the enemy jet as the Hunter's Fury does come through for a target, but won't really be able to connect onto much of anything. The spike now planted. This is looking extremely difficult for TNL to try to break through. I mean, everybody is up in heaven right now. Just 1 playing out in window. Exy jumping up, instantly met with a blind. Holds on to the showstopper, drops down, lets it loose, does manage to find Park Jung. TS got rid of Sound. Zhonghai, however, creeping around from the back, has the blades out. Manages to get the headshot on the Godlike. Zeus gets the finish on the last member. And Apex people, man, unrelenting on this attack.
Yeah, just what a great flank from Zhonghai coming in through the backside of heaven. And there is, as good as that entry was at a difficult situation for TNL, that's a better job there done by Zhonghai. That was actually nuts with those knives. I mean, I don't think he got the second one from heaven. I think he only got 1. I think somebody shot the other one with a gun. When I watched the kill feed, but he did pick up at least 1 more along the way. So that was fantastic stuff from Zhonghai. Now he's really starting to figure it out.
Got 6 kills under his belt. Push forward, Zhonghai, as we continue to speak about him, finds a kill here on a TS. Aftershock. Look at that back position, but the shock dart will come forward to punish Godlike for his transgressions. Takes him down to 84 health. Droning out, will manage to spot 1. Apex people continuing to look fantastic. TP into the boathouse now. Echo stunned. No way to try and stop that, but was just a bit of a scout. He joins in with the rest of his squad, and now the 2 remaining members from TNL are trying to break through market in a 1v4. Low HP bars, however, forced down to Park Jung. Almost even this up for them in their favor if they can just get those kills to fly through, but it's been proving rather difficult for them thus far. Aftershock to clear that angle. Zeus playing in the back, gets the 2 remainders, And Apex people, it's just glorious play from them. 2 more rounds to go in the half, 8-2. Utter dominance here on Ascent.
Yeah, this is tough for TNL. Again, they don't, this time for real, they don't have a Sentinel. They don't have the fake Sentinel and Sage. But for real, they don't have a Sentinel. They don't have any information on what's going on. It's really easy for Apex people to just kind of roam around the map and do whatever they want, and you can't keep track of them. I mean, you have no idea where Zeus is half the time. He's just flanking you. Junghai's coming up from behind. They're not doing a good job. Even if you don't have a Sentinel, you need to be watching your flanks. You need to, use Echo maybe a little more effectively. He just hasn't been able to get a read on what they're doing, and you're just constantly seeing members of TNL just getting sideswiped.
Need to run it back. I mean, even 8-4 is not great on the half for TNL. We need to have such an impactful, impactful start. Tailwind for TS. What is going on? What was that?
Yee.
Is he out of his mind? Such an aggressive tailwind after getting tagged down to 60 HP. I don't know what's going through TS's head, but at this point, put Exy back on the jet. Let him play back on a raise so he can just lob nades in there. Maybe he hit the wrong direction. I don't really know. Either way, Lockdown comes through, manages to find one. Godlike instantly gets taken out. This is just absolutely brutal. They have them all dragged over towards the B site. One sitting in mid. The spike is getting ready to be planted here at A. Zeus spots Echo through the wall, and TNL look completely out of sorts.
They can't even get a shot off. I mean, Zeus is just feeling it right now. I don't know what Exy. I mean, Exy's amazing. You never know. You never know when Exy's got a just figurative showstopper.
Okay. All right, Exy. Is he getting angry? Puts himself up into heaven, finds the shot, 1v2. Can he actually do it? Recon dart up over the top, throws out the paint shells, clears the dart, ducks back down to hide his position. There's the Hunter's Fury. He'll be anticipating this. I think that he's trying to rush, and they are ready for it. Zeus with a great read. Sits up in heaven, gets the headshot. It was a great little attempt there by Exy. But still, final round in the half. Only 3 scoops so far here by TNL.
Yeah, this is looking pretty out of hand at this point. I mean, this is even worse than it went for them when they played on Saturday.
2 scoops. I'm giving them more credit than you know.
Yeah.
It's only 2 rounds credit.
Yeah. No, this is difficult. They just, I mean, Exy's great, but there's only so much he can do when they have a Hunter's Fury and someone waiting up in heaven, and you can hear him blast back up there, so Zeus is perfectly ready for it, and Junghai's got to judge.
Yep, dives in onto the B side. Nobody's even really occupying this position. It's going to be Echo here from the defender's side. And 2 over by Market for the moment, but they are completely zoned off. The spike has been planted, and Apex people are hungry for this 10-2 finish to make it just about as difficult as it could possibly be for TNL to close this out. Junghai pushing forward, goes for Ritzy instead of TS, the closer option, but still manages to make it a 1-for-1. Given how entrenched Apex people are on the site right now, that's not too bad of an exchange.
Well, Park Jung stuck in the boats. Echo gonna get sound. Gonna try to find one more. TS gets Wix. Exy gets Park Jung.
And suddenly it's looking a bit more winnable for them to try to get this 3rd round on the board. The stun is there, the showstopper to go ahead and close out the half. They will get this defused, but it is still such a rough spot to be in for TNL. 9-3. You cannot afford to drop anything. Even the pistol round puts you in such a precarious spot. TNL, they're gonna have to utilize this tactical timeout to the fullest.
Attackers map? Question mark? Makes it feel like it when a team like Apex people's playing on it. It's just too many free entries into B as well. I mean, too many times they just get to the back of the site for free, and then you can leave somebody in B main. And then you have Zeus lurking behind to make sure a lot of times if anybody's trying to cut through mid or come in through the bell tower, they can't do that to displace main. It's just good setups, and you got to find a way to stop that. You can't just let them just keep rushing around that left-hand corner. They did it one time where they had somebody in that little cubby where they had TS there. After that, forget it. Every time after that, it was basically free into B.
Yeah, I mean, TS, going with some really, really weird decisions. The tailwind forward, trying to catch somebody off guard at B main. Extremely bizarre play from him. in that round in particular, and otherwise just a bit uncharacteristic, especially compared to what we just saw from them on Icebox. It's a complete inversion of performance. So you can see that, you know, Apex people looking so much more comfortable now, completely out-fragging TNL, where they just couldn't even hold a candle to them, really, in that first map. So it's a really weird turn of events. Xe trying to claw back some of those rounds, but the rest of the team needs to be there with him.
Yeah, it's a tale of two teams, tale of two maps. Everything is just completely lopsided. You know, there's no gravity here on the parts of Ascent, I guess. And that's what happens when you lose gravity. Reason fails.
Well, there's a great start. Now we're back to Icebox. Sound goes down first. Yes, pushing forward. Looks for a little bit more. High manages to exit after eliminating Xe. Goes back with that tailwind. Just a slight little bit of damage, but nothing too significant. Zeus finds one. Wix finds Echo. 2 members left versus 3. Everybody being tagged up for the most part, other than Ritzy. Has himself sat in underneath of Heaven. The finish is starting to come through. Godlike trying to pull it back into their favor. Needs this to be such a huge right click, but it's not going to happen. Park Jung, last man standing here in the pistol round. 10 rounds now on the board for Apex people. 3 more to go. And this map is theirs, and we'll head into a map 3.
Yeah, looking pretty likely. You can see there why the Ghost is pretty well favored. It has such great ability at long range, and so right now it's a pretty powerful pistol after the changes. And you can't, you know, can't buy that armor, half armor, and get the frenzy anymore.
Yeah.
So, got to do something a little different.
Speaking of doing something a little different, this is going to be the full force here from TNL. They're going all in on this, trying to catch Apex people off guard after the loss in the pistol round, so we will be seeing SMGs. Stingers and Spectres across the board. Is it going to be enough? Flash is coming out. Oh, it's super aggressive. They get the paranoia in. Aftershock to try to clear, but TNL managed to find 2. They do lose out on Godlike. The rest of the rush starting to come out. Sound now sitting inside of the dark covers. TS gets his way up into Heavens, holding. The B-Hop's coming through, but Wix isn't prepared. Can't draw down fast enough. Good cloud burst to block off that window vision. As TS creeps around the side and the spike is planted.
A good do or die moment here for TNL when they do. They hold on to that aggressive push by Apex people very, very nicely. A little bit of a whiff here and there from Apex. No, I would say that they probably would like to have that push back. They had a pretty good opportunity to wreck it. Trading again are the 2 teams.
Sound finding 1, but there's the finish. TNL persevering here in the second round. A really nice force. Gets them around win, keeps their head above the water. At least for the time being. Still a very long and winding road ahead of them.
No doubt about it. And you got to save now for Apex people.
They're thinking about a couple different options.
Well,
Bucky you see a Bucky in there from Zhonghai.
You're mostly saving. Yeah, you can get some sheriffs and, well, Zhonghai, Bucky, okay. That makes sense. And maybe Sound picks up the Bucky too. That's fine.
They have time on their side, so, you know, if they spend down here, it's not the worst thing possible. Fault line will clip in. TS just getting aggro, pushes up. Sound is ready for it. There's the headshot. Looks for a little bit more, but Echo will take him out, and Zeus falls to Xe. They push forward now onto the site. The 3 remaining members from Apex people going to be rotating out through the defender's spawn to try to get set up. It's a 4v3. Aftershock to try and clear it. Oh man, Ritzy doesn't get the spike down in time. It's the full brunt of the Aftershock. That is a huge play. Suddenly it's a 3v3.
That is an incredible Aftershock from Park Jung.
Wanted to just stay in to try to get that spike down, cost him his life. Park Jung manages to find one with the Sheriff. Now, Wix will get taken out. They managed to get 3 guns out of the hands of TNL as that 5th round gets put on the board.
That is crazy heads up. I mean, knowing where that spike is likely to be planted and knowing that you could get it through there, just incredible. Look at this spot that Sound takes. I've never seen anybody do that either. Like, come up to the archway like that, just get right in it with that Bucky. I love it, though. That's super smart. Catches him completely off guard.
Yeah, was just absolutely ready for it. TS now, though. Look at this. We've got the Shorty. He's got the Blade Storm ready to go, so this is going to be an extremely aggressive push. Recon Dart is there. Odin around the corner, starting to spray through. Tailwind across. TS will shut the door. Drops down as Ritzy clears the back sight. Drop in, 1 knife, 2 knives remaining, but doesn't find the connection. Zeus manages to pick up 2 kills, and just like that, the rush starting to fall apart. Godlike will answer back, evening up the odds as a 3v3 comes in. Now it's all on Echo, and they know exactly where he's at, and the spike is down here on the site. Great snap on, gets the headshot, looks for a little bit more. Very risky shock dart lobbed in. Park Jung, given how he's performed, might have to favor him here in this exchange. Dart going out to Scout. Fakes the plant, fault line comes through. Cheats over to the side, avoids getting tapped by that. Shock dart is good. Takes him low, plays forward, has the shot, TNL. They clutch it out, 6-10 now.
Whoa! This is far from over.
Can they actually run this back? Would be a huge turnaround for TNL.
Yeah, because now Apex people, they have to, well, it might just be the sheriff, so not quite a full save, but close to, because they have to get ready, maybe a few buckies again. Looks like Sound, and this time Park Jung. No Jung Hai. Shotgun, so yeah, they got to save, and a lot of money in the bank for TNL.
Will be a Blade Storm over the top of A. Doesn't spot anybody, so that should be an instant call that this is going to be a hit over onto B or a hit through Boiler. So they'll leave one over at Boiler and Tree. Now they'll start rotating through as they get the call that this is in fact going to be a B hit. Everybody pulled back away, having to approach through Market, through CT. Spike down. Apex people, can they pull this off?
You can't use lockdown until Xy's dealt with. It just won't do much other than maybe force Thunder's Fury out. Not that that would really matter on a retake like this.
Recon not really spotting too much. Fault line. Narrowly missing Godlike as he throws out the Aftershock. Pulls a fault line of his own. Rolling Thunder could be used if he feels the need. Tailwind forward into the Cloudburst. Moves out right in front of Wix, who will get traded. TS finding two. 2v2 for the closeout. Echo lurking from behind, finds one. TS gets 3 on the round. TNL continue to get closer and closer to Apex people, now within 3 rounds.
Jeez Louise, 4 in a row. My word. TNL is on fire. This is, who knew, an attacker side map. That's what we're seeing apparently, as now the money's really starting to get out of hand. And this rifle round, a big deal. Because all of a sudden, this could be close to tied up. Could be 10-9 if this one, if this one doesn't come through for Apex.
TS, if you heard my words and I angered you based on some of those misplays in the first half, you're welcome. Because man, he has come alive. 19-12 right now. Is looking so much better on the attack. Dashes forward, but as I say it, I might have cast or cursed him. Sound holding it down over at Lumber, manages to find 2. And we'll just go ahead, TP into the cubby across the way, but they get the read on that, spam through the corner, and Echo will strike him down. It's still going to be an advantage here for Apex people as they look to swing this back into their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to re-wrap all the way around back over to A. This one fell apart already. They got to be real careful, though. Jung Hai hanging out in mid, but he's actually pushing back towards B. He thinks they're still stuck in main. They're actually not, so this wrap could work pretty well, especially if they can get 2 kills here on the way in, or even 1. Will really open up the ability to potentially take this round. Wix going to be blocked off by that smoke. Very well done. Park Jung going to use some of his abilities, see what's going on. He's going to try and see if he can get another Aftershock in there.
Not this time. They will go ahead, get the plant off as he tries to spam through the wall. Won't be able to find too much. Wix scouting forward. Manages to connect that dart. They can shoot him through the ceiling now. Got to be careful. They dodge around the Hunter's Fury. Godlike, however, holding it down on site, manages to find one. The Hunter's Fury will catch Zeus, and it's all on Jung Hai now. He's already made his way up here onto the site. They get the spot on him. They know where he's at. They try to play this one out patiently. Echo down. Ritzy revealing his location as he takes a shot, but there's just no HP remaining for the Jet. He gets the finish, and TNL, they keep running it back.
This is great patience by Ritzy to wait for Echo to get all the way back over into A main to get the crossfire set up. Even though Echo loses it, I think he still got the dink on the head. If he didn't, Ritzy did on the first crossfire. But whatever, Ritzy's still doing a great job waiting for his teammate to get there to help him. Not over-aggressing on the outside of that box in one way or another. He could have potentially gone down for free, and he didn't. And that's what good players do. They're extremely patient, waiting for their teammates to get there, and that's a big reason why they're able to take that round. It's a great rewrap, too. Good smokes to cover the entry. Just excellently executed.
It's just going to be another aggressive push here onto A. Right now it's completely unoccupied. Sound waiting. Will throw out a dark cover to try to cut them off, but receives one as well, blocking off the doorway as he just takes a couple pot shots in with the Sheriff. Door will get shut. Echo lurking around from behind to cut this off. We'll find Zhonghai. It's a great read from him.
That's huge. Echo clearing that back angle gives them a great opportunity to win this.
He's maintaining the hold as well because Park Jung has made his way up towards that top mid. TS waiting around the corner as the door does get broken. We'll hear Sound start to pull back. Angle held, spots one. There's the finish. Echo with the lurk, continuing to succeed. TNL are looking pretty well set to go ahead and get themselves a ninth round win. The Rocket gonna go wide, doesn't get a hit, doesn't get any damage through. The head now gonna be spotted, looks for the lineup, gets the thing through the floor, jump up, gets the kill. Xe looking great. Sound over on the flank, sitting here at tree, just trying to get as many guns out of their hands as he possibly can, but it's only gonna be the one. As Zeus falls on the back end of the fight, the spike will erupt. Xe will be swallowed by the black hole, but TNL continue to get closer and closer, now just one round away from tying this up.
I mean, this is such good work by Echo on the backside, keeping the flankers of Apex people at bay. I mean, that's huge. That gives them complete control over the crossfires on the site. It is just incredibly well done all around on the team. I mean, they have a great entry. There isn't much going on there, of course, so the site's relatively open. They're stacking up, looking like they may want to try it once again. Zhonghai has that operator.
He's got that operator, but he's on the opposite side of the map. So, again, 5-person push over towards A. Cloudburst thrown down as they look to get into position. The Rolling Thunder will come crashing through. Will manage to get the hit onto Zeus there in health as the flashes come flying out. He's already going to get dropped. Could not get away from the paint shells. The member down now too. It's looking like TNL will be able to bring this 10-10. Apex people have not been able to stop the bleeding. Push up, they find him. There's the clean out as Zhonghai cheating forward all on his lonesome. Is there anything at all that this guy can do?
EI.
Yep, there's the push out. They find him through window. A flawless round for TNL to tie it up. The operator, a complete loss.
Hoo boy, I don't know about that. I don't know what's that operator doing out there. At that point, you gotta just
save it.
Yes, the bleeding needs to stop. You were absolutely correct in saying that. That was, oh man. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. 7 in a row now, matching what Apex people were able to do in the first half on their attacks. 7 in a row.
I mean, this comes off the back of a force in round 2 of the half.
Yeah.
You know, they lost the pistol, they forced up SMGs, and they have not lost since.
TS has more money than he knows what to do with. He's literally max buy.
Pizza peek coming in, but they're ready for it. Park Jung needs to have somebody there to back him up, but you see they stacked A. Now it's going to be the collapse here onto B. Zeus trying to hold it down with the Sheriff, pushes around the corner, pushes back out, but just cannot land the shots. Xe only takes one. They lose one member, but now there's one member left as Wix just sits in the shadows. Sheriff in hand. TNL looking to take the lead. That will confirm his location. They'll break through. Wix will manage to displace one, but that's as good as it gets. 3 members left alive. TNL. Such an enormous comeback. Apex people need to win in this round.
I mean, the speed and ferocity from TNL. They are landing almost every shot they take, it feels like. Their flicks are incredible. They are just so dialed in, so fast. The ferocity is just incredible. Poor Zeus. Nothing he can do. Xe just bouncing around. Xe, one of the best raises out there. This guy really just, not only is he good at clicking heads, but he can utilize those blast packs incredibly effectively.
Oh,
okay, that's a nice opening frag for Wix.
A fantastic one. Just getting rid of one. Drone going to be coming forward. The B side still going to be fairly opened up, but Zeus sitting here in Boathouse manages to find 2, make it 3. Apex people not going down without a fight. Seems like they have finally come online. Ritzy on his lonesome, sitting here in the smoke in B lobby. Just wants the TP across. holding on to the Vandal, hoping that somebody's going to push in through the smoke towards him so that he can just get rid of some of these guns, make it a bit more costly for the side of Apex people. But in the 11th hour, for their 11th round win, Apex people will be able to close this out with a successful defense.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to over-aggress on any of this. Again, yeah, the more damage economically he can do to Apex people, the better here. Whether that be, you know, getting some of these kills on the way out. If he dies, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't matter too much. It's not a ton of money. He'd rather just knock a couple guns out of the hands of them. That's more what he's looking to do.
He's still pushing forward. There is Zeus, gets 4 on the round. Flawless for the first time in what feels like an eternity for Apex people. They tie us up. 11-11, Make-A-Wish. Mine is for overtime.
It feels like it. It really has that feel. Let's see what the adjustment is going to be for TNL. That B push was sniffed out pretty well. That opening frag by Wix, really well-timed shot onto TS, just completely eliminates that entry fragging ability for TNL there. I really like that setup, really like the adjustment. Now the Killjoy will be continuing to go onto B lockdown. A Paranoia and a smoke being faked over at B side.
Zhonghai going a bit aggressive there, just putting himself straight out onto mid to get eyes at B lobby. Managed to see 1. Are they going to be prepared here on the crossfire? Sound not ready for them to be pushed up like that. TS manages to get the headshot. Sets up here over onto the side. Zhonghai on the flank, manages to find 1 before he gets traded out. The door now going to get shut. TS trying to retreat from the aftershock, takes a smattering of damage. Still be relatively okay. A 3v4, now a 3v3 on the attempted retake. Park Jung starting to do some serious work, finds another headshot.
That's insane from Park Jung.
Rolling Thunder comes crashing through. Exy gone. It's all down to Echo. He's stunned up here at main. Starts to inch forward, hears them on the spike, manages to clear out 1, goes around the corner. Hunter's Fury rolling, gets the kill. And now it all comes down to Zeus. Sits on it, knows that he can eat the single shot. There's the defuse. Apex people, they get the closeout. Echo will find 4 kills. He'll make them have to buy up guns again, but they take the lead. They guarantee at least overtime for themselves.
I thought Ritzy was about to destroy the hopes of Apex people there with that flank through short A. No sir, says Park Jung. Picks up a big-time double. Woo! This one is a heck of a match, a heck of a map.
Take another look here at the replays. I mean, just the back and forth. Park Jung coming up huge, didn't have it there in the replay, but those 2 kills from him, absolutely instrumental. Zhonghai again, operator in hand. Pulls back away from mid. Drone moving forward. Can he get eyes set up? The answer is yes, but Exy will find the kill first. Wix trades 1 back. 4v4 as the flashes fly out into mid. The spike, non-committally, starting to be inched back into mid. Looks like this may be an A hit instead.
Oh, they should definitely wrap A. They've got a great opportunity.
See us push forward, sitting outside of their spawn. We'll hear the rotations coming through. Smoke coming down. Park Jung in a decent position to try to cut them off here at tree. The dark cover comes out. Exy found. Wix gets the kill. 1-man advantage now as the door starts to shut. That's going to be the stop on the spike plant. Echo is gone. It's just Ritzy left alone. Dodges out the aftershock, dodges out the Hunter's Fury. Recon bolt up over the top, destroys it. Keeps his position obscured. Spike now in hand, plant coming down. They'll start to rush forward. The door's still going to be shut for him. First, needs to get rid of Wix as the lockdown is going to be used, and this is not looking great. He does not have the From the Shadows to try to fake his way out of here. He's going to have to try to sprint, but he will not be able to make it in time. He will be detained, and they should hear him. TP coming through, takes him over to the side. So even though he's there, he's detained. He cannot stop the spike defuse. That is going to be Apex people taking this one in the end. TNL running it back so very close. 8 rounds in a row, but then Apex people, they swing it back into their court, and they're taking us to on map number 3.
Oh my word. Zhonghai just wiped a lot of sweat off his brow because that one was looking like for a moment there that TNL was going to somehow pull it out. Apex people able to gather themselves and come through with it. Zeus coming up with some big rounds in there. That Park Junk stuff, though, saving their bacon a couple times around that short area, around that tree area. Just a couple huge plays in there, and that saves the day. I mean, just, woo!
Unbelievable. I mean, it would have been such a heartbreaker for Apex people if they had lost on, that kind of a win streak there, but now they've upset the balance. TNL, they cannot close out the 2-0. And now it comes down to who can close out on map number 3, Bind, to settle this and see who is advancing to play against Vision Strikers.
Tell you what, I don't know anymore. That one was so back and forth. I can't tell you. It was just both teams playing their hearts out there. I mean, for a while there, it looked like TNL had just found such a good groove that there was no way that Apex people could place it. But all it takes is one good B hold, that opening frag from Wix, and then Zeus picks up a huge, was it 3 or 4 from boats there? I mean, just crazy stuff.
Yeah, a massive round for him to go ahead and turn the tides. But I mean, yeah, look at this streak on the bottom. It's just disgusting. Zeus is going to be the MVP for that side. Echo as well. Enormous. Look at that KDA. Like, how is that possible?
No, I don't know. That's dumb. I mean, it's weird. Ascent is such a good map for Sovas because you're playing in the back line, and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're playing by the wall at B, like by B main, and you're able to kind of play around that wall, get a lot of information, get picks. Sometimes you'll see people pick up Odins with Sovas and blast through those walls with the recon dart information they get, or blast people in hell from heaven and things like that. But yeah, it's really quite interesting to see, especially in Korea at least, Sovas do really, really well on that map.
Well, we are not done yet, guys. This is not the regular Challengers weeks. These are not best of 2s anymore. Best of 3 series tied up 1-1. Bind to settle the score to see who will be moving forward into the winner's match. Apex or TNL, it's coming at you in just a few.
I am down. Don't feel so sure, 'cause I can change my mind and be the bad guy. Not the first time. You can change me. You can change me. You're in that place. It's such a waste. Look what you have done. I gotta wait. I couldn't stay. I got a taste of all I ever wanted. It's too late. Bring me back to life, and I am yours till I run. Don't ask me why. That's what I do. Always have done. You can change me. You can change me. such a waste. Look what you have done. I gotta wait. I couldn't stay. I got a taste of all I ever wanted. It's too late. You can change me. You can change me. I couldn't stay. I got a taste of all I ever wanted. It's too late. You're in that place. It's such a waste. Look what you have done. I gotta wait. I couldn't stay. I got a taste of all I ever wanted. It's too late. You're in that place. It's such a waste. Look what you have done. I gotta wait. I couldn't stay. I got a taste of all I ever wanted. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
And here we go. It all comes down to this. Apex people versus TNL. TNL almost running it back on Ascent. 8 straight rounds in a row, but Apex people, they regain control and they close it out 13-11, tying us up. That means that Bind will settle it all to determine who is moving forward into the winners match and who falls down into the losers.
So, I was talking to you about this during the break, Achilleos. I don't know what to expect on Bind, and here's why. Neither team plays this map a lot to begin with. The last time that they played against each other on this map was during the round of 32 in Challengers 1, which was a couple months ago.
A little while ago. Back in January.
Yeah, and it was won by Apex people, 13-11, so it was very close. That being said, the next time Apex people played Bind was in the round of 32 in Challengers 2, and they lost to Euphoria, which is a team that didn't even make it out of the round of 16, 3-13.
Wow.
They got absolutely brutalized. Meanwhile, TNL struggles on this map. In Challengers 1, 1-4 on Bind. Didn't even play it in Challengers 2. And then in Challengers 3, they were 1-0 on it.
Well, here we go. Straight into the agent selection to see what we have prepared. XE right now hovering over the Phoenix, so maybe we're going to be seeing triple duelist from the side of TNL.
I mean, Apex doesn't do anything different ever, so that's...
Zeus definitely does.
That's easy to analyze. They play this lineup. Zeus always plays KJ.
Well, XE, the last little piece of the puzzle, and maybe it's going to be Jetless.
What?
As TS shows us the sky, so unless XE wants to pick up the jet again, we'll have our second Jetless composition of the day.
Well, I think that makes quite a bit of sense on this map, at least. You don't need that tailwind and that entry fragging capability as much. They're going to be lacking on smokes, though, our TNL. Big time.
Yeah.
A lot of flashes, like you said, the duelists. A couple duelists in there, 2 of them with Phoenix and Raze. But we've seen Sky before. Seen her be used to great effects by Stacks. Can TS replicate that?
We are going to find out. The players ready, raring to jump into this final map of the evening as we get ready to burn the midnight oil. It's 10:30 p.m. here in Seoul, South Korea. Let's see just how far this one goes. It was a long map of ascent. Let's see if it's going to be the same story on Bind, and let's see who's going to be victorious at the end of it all.
Well, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. This one promises to be, at the very least, somewhat interesting, I think. I mean, no matter what, we get a map 3. No matter what, right? We get a map 3.
Wow. TNL. Let's see which side of the coin they are able to flip. 50% win rate here on Bind. So let's see if that goes up or if it goes just a bit further down. Wix lobbing that dart up over the top. Going to scout them out. Won't be fighting too much. Xe going to be the one scooping up that alt orb. Not shocking in the least. If this guy says that he wants to play Phoenix, you damn well let him play Phoenix.
He hasn't played it yet in this year.
You know what?
VALORANT.
Somehow still have full, utter confidence in him
What?
to be able to make this
What do you mean?
work. Little corner check there. Park Chung throwing out a flash point. Not going to be able to find a pick yet. TS with the sky of all things, a very big departure for him. Scouts forward. As the paint shells come up. They spot Wix in the back with the recon dart. Godlike makes his way forward. Zeus is going to be waiting around the corner. The turret does fall. Makes his way out onto the site, takes a shot. Now they should know that he is there. Gun drawn out. Who is going to be able to get the kill? Wix finds one off screen. Xe taken out. Godlike, even though low on HP, will find a nice headshot onto Wix, giving them a man advantage here for now. Push into U-Haul. Godlike playing the corner. Might have to end up sacrificing himself just so the pickup can come through from TS, but instead he'll move around the corner. Gets a great little ding. Sound presses up onto Ritzy. Finds one. Spike in the meantime starting to take away. TS looking great. And there is going to be the finisher. Godlike moves up straight in on top of Park Chung. Thought maybe he would go for the knife, but this is an NA, so he'll just go ahead and finish him with the gun.
I mean, I don't know what they're feeding TS in between these games. Actually, I know what it was because I saw them. It's energy drinks. But
glug glug.
Glug glug. Yeah, that was crazy. That peek around the corner was just filthy. I mean, he just bodied him out of U-Haul there. It's just crazy. It didn't even need Echo. Echo's busy watching mid, see if anybody comes through, and nobody does. Doesn't matter, because TS was rocking and rolling. Oh my goodness. That peek out of U-Haul is nasty.
Getting aggro out of Puka right now for the two members. He gets in onto the site. Wall just providing some additional little cover here. Elbow control going to be there for TS as the spike gets planted. Report out. Godlike playing around the back angle here. Just holding down B long.
This is going to have to be one heck of a retake.
He does get spotted. Oh man, dink straight into the body spray. Wix does fall. Go just scouting forward here, trying to see anything with that recon dart. Won't. Gets killed off, but they're buying so much time right now, even with Godlike getting eliminated. Push out from Xe, manages to find another one here at distance. Cleanup coming through. Zeus will be able to get a nice little punish, but dies to the spike in the end. That's exactly what he would have wanted. Anyway, TNL do start things off 2-0 here on Bind.
Yeah, it's a pretty long rotate on the retake for Apex people, trying to come in from a lot of different angles. Losing one right at the alley early from their spawn, and then, you know, it's just too long, too easy for TNL to get in the setup that they need, and it just makes it too hard to retake it. Even though they really do try, they really do give a darn good effort at it, and Zeus picking up that kill in the end is actually a pretty big deal. That's you know, extra money taken out of the hands of TNL, and you can see it forces a Spectre into Xe's hands, so it is a really big deal that he does that.
Pressing up. Gonna get a little spicy around the showers. Will not happen though. Let's go ahead and play safe. There's another ult orb snatch up comes through for Xe, just trying to get that run it back online. It's gonna be 2 away from having it now. Slow lurk play Here is the spike. It's going to get picked up by Aritzi. And looks like they will just move this over towards B long.
Yeah, both the nano swarms are set up on the site on B for Zeus. He's got the turret just around the left corner as you come in. So this is going to be interesting. Wix just looking at that. Yep, he's going to see the raise. Godlike coming through. Not able to get the shots down before the dark cover comes.
Yeah, a little bit of damage to the wall, but overall, Wix is going to be perfectly healthy. Teleport through Hookah, and yep, there's going to be that curveball straight into a headshot. Run it back. Go ahead and push him through. Godlike trying to hold things down here at Hookah, but completely whiffs it. Does get a little bit of damage there on the Park Jung, but now the push out comes through the Judge, eliminating TS. Exi left on his lonesome, inching his way back up around the side here at Hookah, and Park Jung has the headshot lined up despite the low HP. Does not matter. There's a round on the board for Apex people.
Park Jung, hello? That was crazy, getting that shot in the TS from Hookah. Oh, my word.
It all comes down to, you know, Godlike whiffing there. Had he get the, does he get the kill onto Park Jung? We look at a completely different round. We likely look at a 3-0 start for TNL, but instead, he doesn't, and now they're a little bit strapped for cash. They're going to be spending down a bit, and you can see the team credits remaining is not great. 500.
Yeah, it does, you're absolutely right. It does all start with that whiff.
Yeah.
But that's a really nice finish there by Park Jung. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes.
It's almost 7 times as many credits available now for Apex people collectively. So that's pretty brutal. If they close out this round, TNL going to be penny pinching for a little while. Push up here into the shower as they wrap around from behind. Zhonghai will manage to find one before 2 go forward here in favor of TNL. So it's a good little rebound so far. It's the overlay having a little bit of a delay, so we'll go ahead and snap it away, get the refresh going. Seekers pushing forward. Wix finds TS with a shock dart. Oh, turn around on the flash. Trying to keep himself safe, trying to find this pick off on the Park Jung as he peeks out from U-Haul, but they are just storming up onto the Omen. They get the finish onto him. Echo lobbing in the shock darts, trying to make it happen, finds one. Oh, so very close, but cannot get the finishing blow. 1 HP on Wix.
Oh my goodness, 1?
Wow.
Wow. Jeez. You did the best you could, I guess, but that's, at least you get to keep your gun.
Yeah.
You got that going for you. Do not get the round win, though.
An unbelievable survival there.
That's crazy.
Seemed like he was going to be fully dead to rights, but either way, we are tied up 2-2. Economic advantage looking pretty darn good for the side of Apex. Still going to be Phantom in hand here for Exi. Flashes out. Zhonghai going a bit aggressive out of Hookah. Will go ahead and pull back.
They're going rotating hard back over to A. Exi's going to come in with the curveball.
Oh, uh-oh. Gets clipped by the Hunter's Fury, and Zeus manages to find 2. Looking for a little bit more. We'll get him. With the help of the Nano Swarm, pushes out on the flank. Godlike dead. He's spamming because he's blind. Doesn't know which way he's looking. He's staring at the wall. But TS is only able to find 1. 4 kills there for Zeus at the end. A huge round for him. Now they have that lockdown online.
I don't know what Exi's doing with that hot hands there. That was not ideal. You get caught throwing it. No gun able to get into your hands that quickly. And you get taken down on that entry. That curveball really didn't do much either. There was just nobody home for any of this. I mean, what you can do when the opposing team doesn't have a lot of smokes, when all they got is Ritzy, this is it. There's no other smokes. You can play back because they have to rely on these flashes. So you can get the information. I mean, yeah, you can try to go for these picks.
He's gonna re-peek.
Oh my God.
Yep. I mean, you just have to strike first. Trailblazer does move forward. He re-peeks the corner, forces them back as the Al drone manages to get a tag up onto Echo. Great opening shot. Now a full retreat over towards the A site through short. Dark cover currently sitting over by boost box. Drone their way out. As the calls start to come down that this will be an A site hit. Needs to clear the smoke. They might not realize that Park Jung is currently set up inside showers. He's starting to poke out, tries to get the shot in, doesn't manage to do so. Zhonghai, however, finds Godlike. TS taken down. And it's just going to be chuck everything you got. The Rolling Thunder, the lockdown, all invested. They're waiting for these shock darts to come flying in. No one detained. Fault line over to short. And this is just going to be stuck. There's nothing that they can do but hold on to their guns.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's going to be tough for TNL on the offensive side. You may think with these flashes and other things they've got going that they have a really good ability to push from the attacker side, but it's difficult because Bind's pretty wide open. You can hide in a lot of spots, and you can kind of make it so that you know where they're coming from because TNL has to use the utility. They have to use drums. They have to use flashes to do their entries. They've only got so many smokes available, and Bind takes more than a couple smokes to really cover the sites to obscure the movement of what you want to do.
Like another aggro shower play. The running back is available if they want to just go ahead and charge out here with Exy. They will drone forward first. They get the blind, allows them to destroy the drone without anybody getting darted. 3-person stack currently here at the A site. Spike still going to be dropped on the ground as they just try to get a bit more information.
Now, Exy already had running back, so that's like now you've got. You still have running back. You have nothing.
It could have been an attempt at trying to bait
it's
somebody
a bait.
forward.
It's totally a bait.
Yeah. It's maybe would have liked to have somebody else grab that, but TS not really in a position. Everybody else does have their ultimates available, so it's not a complete waste. And if anything, I guess you're kind of just making sure that the enemy can't take it.
Of course.
So
it's better, right? It's better than letting your enemy have it. It's not the end of the world. It's really
it's a good denial.
Yeah.
Orb control is something that a lot of teams seek to have, much like Elbow. As Exy runs it back through the Nano Swarm, so it does get both of those to get burned. And they know that this Killjoy is going to be set up in this position. TS, oh man.
Whoa.
Yeah, just
Guardian.
Going in. No scoping with that. Rocket let loose, will find Wix. Is this TNL finally swinging things back into their favor? It's looking damn good. 5 members still alive. However, Chonghai just managed to find one sound, finds another. Does get taken out, and now it's the operator here on site looking for a target, but he is pinched on. Exy comes in from behind, manages to find the kill. TNL finally stopped the bleeding just a bit. It will be 3-4.
So, it's really smart what Zeus does here. He plays further back in the elbow. He knows that Exy's going to be coming around there with the curveballs and these other things, but the problem this time is there's run it back. So even though he plays it better, Exy has run it back and is able to kind of come through and adjust. And of course, you have that ridiculous shot with the Guardian by TS. That's filthy. And that opens up elbow control, and then the whole thing just falls apart. A great rocket from Godlike as well on the site. It's just really nice. But Jungi still had enough money for another op.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's just a plethora of money right now available to them. But Chongi, oh man, misses the op shot on the TS, who just takes him out.
Okay, Junghee does not have an op.
Nope.
Chonghai.
Chonghai, does
God!
he? Yep.
I just want him to spell his name a little bit different.
Does he have enough to get another operator now? Zeus finds one. Godlike eliminated over towards Hookah. Exy pushing forward, gets a couple shots over into the back of the site here, but will not get the hits here on the sound. Retreat backward. Park Chung playing forward. Does not get blinded. Ritzy, however, manages to trade that one out. So they lose TS. Now the spike can be planted. Wix getting inside here onto the enemy, but Exy manages to go ahead and get that kill. Zeus pushing forward from short, finds one, spots another, shooting through the box, and he is so very low. Exy, however, pushes forward. A great equalizer, but now can he win this out in the 1v1? The hot hand's not going to connect. Doesn't have that to clear the spike. The dark cover coming through.
Well, it lasts long enough.
Don't fake. He's going for it, and he is just going to have it. Pushes in. Exy just a bit too late.
That's so smart. The dark covers last long enough to do the full defuse. It's not like the cloud bursts from Jet. You can only get half. So you have enough time. You have to respect that. You have to be faster. That internal clock has to be ticking down. You have to know that they can do that if you're TNL. You have to just be spraying in there right away. I don't know. I guess they thought he was faking, but yeah, like we always say, pros don't Fake.
If I'm the coach, I'm getting some sticky notes and I'm writing that down. I'm going to put it on everybody's monitor just to remind them. Since they're in that situation, they can quickly glance over at the sticky note and they're like, ah, yes. I should be defending the spike in this moment.
And you have some decent ability to bombard the spike.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the Sova, you have the Phoenix, the Rays. I mean, you have a lot of ability to kind of deal with people while they're defusing.
Well, run it back, not going to defend too much, just greeted by a blind, doesn't even get very much information, just knows that there's somebody somewhere on the site, which could have been inferred anyway. Exi, however, still, even with limited information, manages to capitalize, finds Park Jong. It's a very good opening kill for him to net. U-Haul going to be cleared by the flash. Godlike will go ahead and push forward. Verifies that is there. Godlike, ooh, great little shot. Gets rid of Zhonghai. Uses the blast pack to save off any further aggression into U-Haul. With 3 members left versus 5 Apex people. Can they steal away? Ooh, man.
What?
Whoop! Sees his shoulder! And Exi finds the kill. Guess moment for sure, but now Sound falls. There's the cleanup as Exi gets 3 on the round. A flawless here for TNL, staying within arm's reach. 4 to 5. 3 more rounds to go in the half.
If Zeus knew how close he was to hitting Exi's head through that smoke, you could see the chips of the wall bounce off the side of his head.
It was a close one. It was a very, very close one.
Oh man. Well, nonetheless, Exi's starting to feel it with Phoenix. It was a little bit slow, sort of.
Oh, yeah. Now he's 12
Not really.
12 and 5, 0 assists. He is just confirming each and every kill.
How many run it backs has he had now? I mean, it's just crazy. 3?
I want to say, I mean, being spoon-fed ult orbs at showers for the first several rounds definitely helped. The rest of them, for the most part, coming out of his kills. A little bit of a shoulder tap there from the blade out onto Echo. This takes a little bit of HP off of his bar.
Well, TNL starting to just land their shots. And we know the talent level's very high on this team. Exi doing a curveball around the corner, checking, seeing what's going on. Zhonghai still got a lot of blades left. Took a little damage himself, but he's gonna wait right around the corner here. Is he just gonna try to go for a right click and then see if he can get some info from Zeus on what's going on? Zeus got to be real careful if he corner checks this though.
Goes for it. Trade shot for shot. Kurt now down, as well as the alarm bot. Stop any further aggression. Spike's going to be rotated over towards B, which right now is completely unoccupied. That's why we'll be seeing Sound as well as Wix starting to make their way through the defender's spawn. Can they get set up first? Dark cover does come through. Diving in onto the side is Godlike. He says, yep, it's clear. I'm going to plant this. Dark did come down. TS finds Sound, looking to maintain elbow control, pushes in. Blind for blind, but it's okay. There's backup there from Exi. Pushes in behind him. Gets the kill onto Park Jong. Zhonghai now rather pushes forward, manages to get rid of 1, but Exi is there again, wrapping around towards the defender's side. Gets 3 kills, closes it out. TNL are keeping things damn close with this attack.
I like the respect that Apex people is playing to elbow. So they go over there, they send a couple in to really try to displace whoever's over there, whoever it may be. In this case, it's TS and Exi, which is, of course, not easy for anybody, as double flashers over there as well, but that has to be attempted. The timing just a little bit too fast. Had they come in more at a similar time to when Zeus and Zhonghai arrive, they have a really good chance to cause some real chaos and get a good retake set up. It's just they get a little too overeager coming through there, get caught out with some good flashes, and Exi playing really well to back TS up.
Trailblazers not really spotting out too much, but Exi making his push through showers, manages to find 1 with the run it back, will throw up the wall. Zeus pushes through, slightly blinded there on the back end, but not before he manages to find a single kill. Takes him out. Plant's still going to be happening here. Aftershock used to delay. They just dipped through the teleporter if they really wanted to, but it seems like they will continue to play up on this side. Paint shells used to help cut off the approach. Godlike will find Park Jong on the back of chucking the nade. Zhonghai finds 1. Exi here in showers. Softens him up considerably, forces out that tailwind.
남았습니다.
He'll just continue to hold down this position. Wix gets rid of one. Push around the corner. Xe spots him. Holds the hot hands. Knows that he can delay here on the spike, but it's okay. Echo comes up with a kill in the end. TNL now in the lead, 6-5 with one more round to go in the half.
Okay, so I got to give TNL a ton of credit here with this agent composition. I mentioned earlier that it was tough for them because they don't have a lot of smokes. Well, they've adjusted very nicely. They've kind of adapted to the style that Apex has been playing on the A side. They've been playing back. So what do? They smoke off Heaven. They smoke off A link. They use their flashes to get through the doors, make sure U-Haul is clear, and then it's much, much easier for them to play with this composition. And so this is a really smart adjustment by TNL. They take that round largely in part because of those decisions that they're making.
Yeah, I mean, just pushing some more aggression here.
That too.
Widely catching, Apex off guards at certain points. It's a 4-man stack at the moment here on the A site, so they're fully anticipating this to be the spike, the intended spot for it. Creep forward now into showers. High. Just with the Spectre in hand. Has to be careful. Ooh. Going for that little peek. Force him back over.
It's just really, really slow on this one. TNL just, they've been going hard for a while. They don't want to kind of overcommit to that style. Sometimes your opponents will get a good read on that and make you suffer because of it. And they did have a lot at A, so had that been another aggressive A push, it could have gone very sideways, very quick for TNL. They're going to make the recognition. Use this Trailblazer to try to see what's going on inside of B. It's going to be a counter Owl Drone for Wix. And, of course, the Killjoy's here as well.
Okay, Showstopper forward. Can he get the kill? Lets it loose. Wix goes down. 39 HP, however, still remaining. As that will be a nice little kill here. On to Godlike. Zeus with the nanoswarms takes out another TS falling. And it was a very long delayed play, but Apex do manage to swing back. Nice little return fire from them.
So it's another really good adjustment here by Zeus, even though he's had a tough time in elbow. But this time, right, so the first time he just gets kind of curveballed around the corner by Xe. Okay. The next time Xe has run it back, gets taken down eventually by a good push up through there. This time he throws a bunch of his nano swarms in there. That way, no matter what the heck's coming through there, he's gonna deal with it. And some good shooting in there as well. Gets the double with those nanos. So he's making a really good adjustment to what TNL is doing through there. So, you know, he's causing them damage no matter what. Even if they displace him from elbow, he's at least making them pay for it. Much more so than just him dying like he was earlier.
Yeah, well, tied up 6-6. Another extremely close map between these two. We'll see if that's going to change as they swap sides. Now TNL is going to manage how they're going to fare on the defense. But right now, it is anybody's series to take. Apex people, we've seen what they can do on the attack on Ascent. Can they replicate some of that success here on Bind is the question. Because, I mean, when we see the fast plays coming through from TNL, it's looking damn good.
No, it looks really, really good. Interesting setups they're going to have to do on defense for TNL. It's kind of flash heavy, but not more so than normal, I would say. I mean, I guess a little bit with the Phoenix in there. I mean, the Sky's kind of a breach switch out here in Korea. So Omen still has, of course, the Paranoias. And yeah, Xe just grabs it right away again. He gets that for free.
Yeah, Hawk out to further delay any additional push. That'll be a second one used as the drone will go down. Xe just continuing to play close. They'll scout forward with this Trailblazer. They know at least that one is right there out front. Corner checking.
Trying to set up.
May have seen two.
Trying to set up this curveball.
Yeah, curveball does go out. They look for the peak. Not going to let them too much of anything. Checking again. Another curveball coming out. The Paranoia as well does connect. Hot hand thrown down to stop them from advancing forward. TS manages to get one, but he and Xe will both fall. Apex now getting ready to spill forward onto the B site. Sound low, Park Chung as well, 60 HP remaining. Nades come down, but he will survive. Falls to 14 health in the end. So, wrapping around elbow. Getting himself this side angle while Godlike plays in the back. Hunting for this headshot, gets the dink, gets the finisher. Echo, in the meantime, in onto the site. Blind not gonna find much, manages to get one. He's still got 2 members to worry about, and Wix with the peek will take him down, and Apex people win the pistol round 7-6.
Yeah, it's really nice patience from Wix there to just wait behind that corner for a perfect opportunity to come strike. Doesn't point out there when the gun is pointed at him. That's the timing. That's a lot of what these games are all about, is having that kind of sense about the timing, knowing when it's okay to push, when it's okay to not. It's a really nice setup by TS and XE. They buy a lot of time. They actually did a ton of damage. I mean, when you look through there, yeah, they both died and they only got 1 kill, but the 4 members, they did damage to like 4 members, and Sound was at like 22 health or something like that. So it's a good attempt.
They made it a lot more, potentially clutchable there.
Yeah.
Another orb set up here for XE. Gets him 3 of his 6 pizza slices towards his ultimate.
I feel like I'm playing like one of those old NES. You know what? I'm not even going to finish this sentence. I'm going to get made fun of in chat for being a boomer if I finish that sentence.
Most of the chat don't know what an NES is.
One of the Turtles games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games. That's where I'm going with that.
They're doing a remaster of one of them.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Shredder's Revenge or whatever it was called. I think they're doing a remaster. Same guys who did Streets of Rage 4, so it's bound to be good.
Oh, sick.
I'm interested for sure in that one, but here we go. Zhonghai starting to push forward. They secure Hookah. They say, yep, it's wide open over here. Nobody to be found. Completely and utterly unoccupied territory. Spike does get planted, and now comes down to seeing if TNL can get anything done. XE's got a Sheriff in his hand. Frenzy for Godlike.
Oh, God.
Zeus is around the corner.
Oh, no.
See how patiently he can play this. Moves up. Oh, man, back to back. Does he get a third? He does not. XE off screen. Will manage to find one Godlike. The one to take down Zeus. 2v3. The Phoenix so very low. Blinds come flying through. There's the cleanup. There's the end of the round. Apex stretching their lead.
That's just
disgusting from Zeus.
Absolutely filthy. I mean, he doubled. There's two bullets, 2 headshots. Just freaking ridiculous. Oh, so good.
Yeah, we'll take another look at it here. The wide. Just burp, burp.
Doesn't get much better than that.
A very solid little cheeky spot. I mean, they clear the turret, but they don't even think for a second that he is going to be hiding behind the box.
And that's huge. We should mention this. Huge pistol round win. Gives you the follow-up. Gives you a really good start.
Oh, hello. A ton of damage onto Park Dong and Zhonghai. Absolutely just ripped him to shreds there. Meanwhile, Echo, holding down in heaven, manages to find a headshot onto Wix. And a 5v4 with 2 members so dangerously low. This is looking very good for TNL to finally get around in the half.
I'd rather see Apex just rotate back over to B. I mean, I know Zeus is over there, but they're a little bit hard committed to A right now. I mean, you've got Sound all the way up in U-Haul.
Now pulling back might be a valuable little move for them. He's trying to clear this, and they're inching the Spike out of short. So you can see that this is basically going to be the idea, but they haven't cleared elbow, and that's where TS is waiting at the moment.
Yep.
Zeus going to be creeping up through that defender's side.
You read my mind. I thought they might try the teleporter, but it's probably smart they didn't.
Yeah.
With Wix there at heaven.
He's looking to clear this. I'm surprised that nobody else from TNL has been sent over, but oh, he barely didn't see the gun.
He didn't see him? Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Now they're creeping forward. He's moving back through elbow, starting to look at the side spots. One through the wall. Will find Zhonghai. Looking for a little bit more. Zeus holding it down, however, cutting off the reinforcements. Manages to find 2. Sound is ready for Ritzy around the corner, who had no idea that he was still going to be lurking there. But can they defend it? Lockdown's coming through, but that is going to be a defuse going off before. And yeah, will just be the defuse hit. They'll move out of the way. They do not get detained. And oh man, some really bizarre ring around the rosy happening here. But TNL, they just take that right out from underneath of them.
That was an odd round. That was one of the stranger ones I've seen. I mean, I think they thought they had enough time with that lockdown that it would displace them, but they go right for that plant, or defuse, excuse me, and I don't think they ever heard the defuse start. I think they were too far away.
They must
or
not
with the
have.
lockdown coming down that makes a lot of noise. I don't think they ever heard it.
Well, TNL, they do manage to get around here in the half. 7-8, so still on the back foot, but looking to press forward. Looking to get a bit of a lead. Great blind from Exy, finds Wix. And that's just, you know, seems like a lack of respect, a lack of a read, because Exy has been there at B-Long every single round, securing these ult orbs for himself. So, playing out in the open like that when he can just be flashed by either the Sky or the Phoenix is just a big misplay from Wix.
Absolutely. It's tough, but you got to respect the flashes. I mean, that is the one thing that this team comp has going for it for TNL, is they can flash the heck out of you. You got to be real ready for it. You got to never put yourself in a position where you're out in the open like that, because that is just, you're dead to rights if one of those flashes catches you.
Well, again, B, for the most part, going to be unoccupied here by TNL. Holding it down in the back is TS, who continues to just look great with his Guardian.
Love it.
Loses out on his shields, but still has 85 HP remaining.
Man after my own heart here. I love the Guardian.
He's making it work, but can he do it again? He's playing up the corner here at elbow. Zhonghai pushes, manages to take him out. Now we'll look to secure this elbow control. Scope in here for Exy, just hard holding the angle. Crouches down. Zhonghai manages to find Echo. Let's get chunked out to 26 HP. Keep things a bit more even up. Nano Swarm to slow up Exy. Dips back, doesn't get clipped by the fault line, but can he find anyone at all? The answer is no. Doesn't chuck the hot hands, and likely is going to be glad that he does not. Throws it down around the backside of elbow. As Zeus comes through, but Godlike is ready. Finds the headshot. Zhonghai continuing to try to hold this angle. Such low HP, though. He does manage to stave off the Phoenix for a little bit of time. Godlike, however, playing over back on this side. Manages to find one. Runs out of bullets. Zhonghai finds four, but Exy is there with the Bulldog. And he will be able to get the defuse, but man, the heroics were almost there. Needed the ace to make it happen. Can't quite do it, and now we're tied up 8-8.
Yeah, it's just really good elbow control by TNL. They're able to really put pressure there, keep them occupied, keep them busy, force them into bad spots, force them to come around that the bad side of elbow when you have to go out into the site. Can be pretty exposed. That opening pick by Exy, that doesn't help anything. And then you don't have your Sova, you don't have that information gather. I mean, Zhonghai goes absolutely friggin' ham.
If he had been able to pull off that clutch, it would have been the highlight of the day. Gets himself multiple kills there on that round. It's going to help him out, and that's going to be the Blade Storm pop for him. Waiting, blind out. They spot one up in heaven. Using the double updraft, gets himself over here. Fall damage. So that, a bit silly. The Hunter's Fury will get used by Echo, but there is nobody nearby. They're not even going for that plant right now. Zhonghai taking a little bit of additional damage. Now falls down to 55 minus shields. Showstopper out. Godlike will find one, but it costs him his life to use it. Seekers moving forward. Hawks out into U-Haul, clearing it as Ritzy will advance. Gets a great spray across with a Spectre. Gets the kill. Wix now down about 2 HP there.
He dinked Wix in there too.
Yeah, couldn't quite get the finish. Exy, however, will manage to get him. Spraying through the box. Sound holding the opposite angle. Gonna look to teleport across. Gets himself soundly into showers. Rotates out, and the spike is being rushed through Hookah. Teleported a match from Exy. Pushing forward, and it's going to be some more little antics here. Play the Benny Hill theme if we have the rights to it, because these guys are going on a bit of a roundabout play.
He's got to go plan. He doesn't have much more time.
Yep, needs to start pushing forward. And DMCA strike. Zeus finally makes his way to the corner. Still has a few seconds to spare as the spike will go down. Dart to spot. Locates him. Exy creeps forward. Echo, not much HP to do. This very much has to be on the back of the Phoenix. Sees him on the close angle. Throws down the hot hands to cut off Sound. He's going to try to press through it. Falls down so very low. Echo's got the headshot lineup. Great covering fire as TNL take the round.
Good communication there as well. Echo fakes. Exy is right there. to punish that, to to get ready for the person who's like, all right, he's going for the fuse. I'm going to try to pop out and get him. Xe is there no matter what. I mean, the person was being patient, but either way, it's just really nicely done at the end. Good setup between those two. And there's some good shooting as well from Elbow. But that is really nicely done by those two. Great communication, great teamwork. That's something that TNL definitely has, that they learned from their days back playing with the Vision Striker so much.
Well, yet again, playing out at long this time. It's so the ult orbs can be taken by TS to get those next Seekers online. As a run it back, already available.
Burbs are annoying.
Yep. The Hawk is out.
That noise is really, I don't know. It's really strange. The bird noise when it lands. Anyway.
Ball sent out, fault line and the paranoia rolling through. Zhonghai, does he clear the corner? Oh man, he tries a spot for it, but Godlike manages to come up with a kill. Flicks in, gets that final headshot. And all of a sudden it's Zeus by himself. Ritzy not gonna get caught off guard this time. Flawless round for TNL. We're very much starting to come alive. 2-round lead, Apex people. Can they bring it back?
Yeah, you're all coming through hookah like that. It's just 2 lines of fire. Bullets just blasting through. Godlike around the corner. Nobody's really able to do anything about it. TS with a great angle with the Vandal. Picks up 2 as well. And what are you going to do? I mean, you have no cover. You have nothing to block off any sight lines. You're not shooting through the box to try to deal with Godlike. You're not putting anything there. It's just, what are you doing? Or TS, excuse me. Or TS is on the other side. But Godlike in front. You're just going to line up like dominoes and fall.
Well, flash into flash. This time Wix playing far enough back that he is safe. But Godlike playing so far forward that Sound gets picked off. Scoops the ult orb as well. 2 more steps closer to having that next showstopper. Seems like it's going to be the push forward into hookah, but there's the Hawk.
One thing I really like about TNL on this map is they are being really aggressive on these ult orbs. They are really making sure that they have Xe with those run it backs. I mean, that's an extra life, right? That's a green mushroom. I mean, that's, it's really useful.
Trailblazer to move forward, spots him up top, and actually does get punished. Yeah, Zhonghai through the box manages to get the wall bang headshot. Hard hold here, but Xe showing respect to the Sheriff peak. Will pull back. Echo, however, gets himself onto the site, drops the spike down. Hot hands will stop them from advancing forward around the corner of the elbow. Zeko just going to be letting some of these shock darts lob in. You can see there's going to be a deep lurk come through from Godlike, making his way up from B long.
Yeah, this is a huge Frank from Godlike. If Ritzy can win that battle.
Xe. Let's get dropped. There's Godlike comes in. Spike down. There's the finish. Zhonghai eliminated. 11-8. Apex people, they need to dig deep and they need to do it right now if they want to bring themselves back into this game.
What a beautiful flank from Godlike, taking his time, coming all the way through Long Beach, coming through the fountain, gets behind him, and just destroys the round. A little help from Ritzy holding down an elbow, but it is just fantastic work by him. He is a monster. He's having a great round, 17-14 right now. I mean, of course, Xe is just destroying. This guy is just an unbelievable player. Keep giving him. This time they don't even need the ult orb. They've got the op, and they're ready to try to pick off somebody if they try to, do some kind of counterplay around the corner.
There's nobody going to be there. It's going to be an aggressive attack here onto the A site. The call will come through. Teleporter used there by the Trailblazer to push out and try to locate somebody. Now they wrap out. Seekers pressing forward. TS taking quite a bit of damage through the wall. Double boost forward. Showstopper drawn out. Throws the rocket. Gets rid of Wix. Paranoia will connect. The healing is there. TS trying to top up his team members. Xe makes his way into U-Haul. Pushes out. Manages to get a spot on the, on the enemy jet. Godlike finding that kill. Park Jong now set up here in the corner. Shock dart. Clearing the double box stack. They're in onto the spike. They get it halfway. Park Jong dead. There's the cleanup. There is the 12th round. TNL 1 away from taking this set 2-1.
TS doing a fantastic job being cagey around that teleporter. He was stuck in there, and then Godlike comes through with some great blast packs to get around the corner, gets a great showstopper, which he had picked up with that huge previous round. And that buys them the space, the time, the kills they need. TNL, can they do it? Can they finish it?
Well, it looks like we might have a little bit of a pause here as we get ready to go into what could be the final round. So we'll see what the tech issue is, get it squared away, and get right back into the action. Apex people, though, so very close to falling down and out of this set after such a close round on Ascent, a strong back and forth here. Now struggling in these final few rounds of the half. Haven't been able to gain too much for themselves.
No, it's just, I mean, TNL really just, they showed us this on Ascent as well, that they can pick up that steam and really just start taking over. And that's what you're seeing. They're just doing such a good job. Again, TS coming through. Xe is just nuts. I mean, Xe is really good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what agent he's playing. He's just nuts. He's so fast.
If he says he wants to play it, just let the guy do it.
Yeah.
You just kind of put your faith in it. If he says he wants to play Yoru, by all means, why not? If anybody could make it work, it's going to be him.
And Godlike's a really good raise. We haven't talked a lot about it. He's doing a really good job. He has good decent blast packs. He doesn't overuse it. He's not trying to do anything too flashy with it.
He's been a little bit hot and cold throughout throughout the set. Overall solid on Icebox. It was extremely one-sided. Fell off a little bit on the breach, and then coming in here, he's definitely had his moments. The Rockets, he's at least always going. Seems 1 for 1 when he throws out the showstoppers. Blast pack movement, as you're mentioning, also looking very solid. So it's been a good group effort here from TNL to get back into this, to take this lead, and start looking to close things out. But Apex people, now with the timeout gone, they need to win 4 straight to take us into OT.
Yep. Money don't matter. Money don't matter for
all
Apex.
In, all the time.
Yep. They can do it, man.
I mean, they certainly can. We thought the TNL was going to be, bombing out of that second map, 13-3, and they brought it back 8 rounds straight. So why not the same here for Apex people? The curveball goes out, manages to blind 3, goes for the second blind. Chonghai manages to get the punish. Up shot from TS, not going to connect. Takes the teleporter out to keep himself protected. I thought maybe somebody was going to try to pursue in to kill him. Does not happen, though. Uses the Trailblazer to scout over towards short A. Doesn't see much of anything.
The spike was what they did take out, so that's going to slow things up a little bit. They know that it's down, so they got to rotate pretty quickly over.
Nice, sitting up top. Nobody in the elbow here at the moment for the side of Apex. Spike getting planted by Zeus. 4v4 with Echo down to about half HP. Chonghai jumps back up on top of the box, redraws his weapon. Up shot not going to connect. Ball's down, Godlike pushing the corner, but Chonghai is ready, manages to find a third. Echo will get 1, but there is the cleanup. Coming through now. 9 rounds in their back pocket. Apex people, can they keep it going? Huge play from Chonghai to get the round win.
I mean, it was crazy. Godlike heard him fall or drop, was ready for it, but Chonghai just pops around the corner and pops him. Just crazy, crazy good reactions, and picks up another one really fast. I mean, Chonghai, they need him. They need him to come alive right now. 20-18 is decent, but that's not good enough. Zeus is 21-4. I mean, Zeus is playing fantastic, doing everything he can. They need Chonghai to come alive, and they need him to come alive right now if they're going to do this. They do have the lockdown, Rolling Thunder, Hunter's Fury, so a lot of ults available on this round.
All right, lockdown will come through. This is, kind of the more default position that we've been seeing for the attack on A, but it does not cut off too much of the site. So everybody from TNL pretty much getting grouped up. It's just going to be Xe left over at B. Nade going forward, getting quite a bit of value. Chunking out several members, and Wix falls. Park Chung advancing forward. Sound manages to find 1. TS gets the shot onto Zeus. Park Chung, Chung-hee rather, comes around the side, manages to find 2. Sound. Oh man, it all comes down to Park Chung now. 1v2 scenario. There is the cleanup. They thought maybe they could make it happen. It does not. 13-9 in the end. TNL are able to take the series 2-1.
So on that last round, it's pretty interesting what happens here. So the lockdown comes through, and like you were talking about, it doesn't cut off a lot of that bomb site. So it's only the front half of it, basically, right in front of that truck. They throw the 2 smokes at the last time they pushed A, or when it was TNL, they throw one heaven, one at A link. The problem is TNL like kind of knows what to do against that because they thought of that strategy. Like they kind of done it. They just get in the middle of all of it. They get in U-Haul, they get behind the truck, they get by the box. They set up in between the lockdown and the smokes, and then they start lobbing in utility into that narrow, mid-entrance, and then it just kind of really does a lot of damage, and TNL starts to fall apart. I mean, again, Junghai tried. He comes through the U-Haul and gets a double, but it's not good enough.
Yeah, was a good 2 kills, but unfortunately not enough to keep the rounds going. Still would have needed to win out, two more additional rounds just to take us into overtime. So, rough tidings for Apex. That means that they do fall down into the losers match against Newturn. But we get a rematch of TNL versus Vision Strikers. Our grand final from First Strike. Let's see if TNL can fare any better this time around. That was a 3-0 blowout at the hands of Vision Strikers.
Well, TNL is... they're good. They're really good. But I don't know if they've got it to compete with Vision Strikers in that next one. Vision Strikers is just too darn good. I mean, this looks pretty good, though, this one-sided left-hand side of the screen.
I mean, 29.3% headshot percentage.
That's nuts.
Is really just great collectively there from the team.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, really solid stuff here from TNL. Some close rounds. It was looking like maybe Apex people were going to be able to bring it back to take us into that OT, but just a bit too dominant. 1,000 more damage dealt as well. Solid stuff for TNL. Looking good, but they need to look a lot better if they're going to go up against Vision Strikers and potentially take them out.
Yeah, the interesting thing is TNL hasn't played Vision Strikers since that first strike loss. They haven't played each other since then. In none of the 3 Challengers rounds. It hasn't happened. I mean, of course, Vision Strikers didn't even play in Challengers 3 because they already qualified for this Masters, so they didn't need to.
Yeah.
But Challengers 1 and 2, they didn't come across each other. So this is going to be really fascinating to see what TNL is going to do. TNL did get a look at this new Vision Strikers as well, so they have the ability to adapt to it.
Well, Exy coming out on top as the MVP for his squad, somewhat unsurprisingly, 2.5 KD at the end of it all. A very impressive performance on the Phoenix. A couple of fumbles, going for the hot hands, then getting pushed.
Yeah.
Out from around a corner. It makes him look a little bit a fool, but for the most part, played it absolutely perfectly. He and TS holding down that B long, just consistently throwing out those flashes, having that great ult orb control, and then getting picks additionally was a really good performance. So Exy, in all likelihood, going to be the one that we're going to be hearing from, as we do get ready to go into our MVP interview. Just have to figure out who that's going to be. And of course, we'll have Ending Life doing the translations for that interview. And I just need to throw it out there that I got both of my predictions right, Ending Life.
No, you didn't. You picked Apex people.
Did you pick Apex people? All right. He's in here. He's here in the room with us, but I just had to talk a little bit of trash. Look at me. I'm the analyst now.
Oh, he's gonna show us his text messages. Okay.
I see.
Yeah, right. Those are photoshopped. I don't believe it.
Well, we will be getting to hear from Ending Life as well as the MVP from this set here in just a moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of this tournament is going to develop, because this is already a very explosive day one, back-to-back 2-1s, so extremely competitive in both of these series. And this is just Group A. Obviously, Group B is going to be coming up tomorrow with Tastosis bringing us that commentary, so it's going to be an extremely entertaining day. But yeah, mild shock. It is Exy, our MVP, comes in with an average an ACS of 289 across the 3 maps.
That's ridiculous. His lowest ACS is 250. I mean, that's like the ACS you see, and they lost that map. That's like the ACS you see when things are going, well. That's ridiculous.
Shoutouts to this, 80s workout video, music that we have going on. I really like this. Gotta get pumped up. All right. Well, Ending, go ahead and take it away. Guide us through the interview, please.
FYI, I picked TNL. There was a mistake. And also, I guessed the map band picks right. I don't know if you remember.
True, that is true.
Yeah.
Oh, you probably asked him.
Solid.
No, I didn't. I didn't ask him. I didn't ask him.
I trust.
But anyways, as you guys know, I'm ending life. I'm here to translate for you guys. We're gonna be seeing Exy here. It was a hard win, but still at the end of the day, TNL comes out on top, and now they do have a chance to go up against Vision Strikers. We have Exy here on stage.
Yay!
This is our third time interviewing with me. You're happy, right? He's pretty happy about that. I would be. So how do you feel about this victory? So we thought that, you know, winning on this first day's match against Apex people was something that should have obviously happened, and they never had a doubt about winning. However, it was actually harder than expected. So yeah, he gives props to Apex people. So during Challengers Week 1, 2, and 3, and today on the first day of Masters, you basically all 4 weeks, you've went up against Apex people. So playing them a lot, did it help prepare against them for today, or was it harder? So during the Challengers, we actually didn't practice specifically to counter Apex people, but for today, we did kind of prep a little bit to kind of analyze, and especially Bale, our coach, analyzed a little bit for us and gave us tips, so I think that helped out a little bit. So during Icebox, you guys basically showed us a pretty good, or I'd rather say perfect game against Apex people. So is there a reason why you didn't use the breach? So for us, our style is just getting 2 entry fraggers in there, just getting that quick entry frag going in, and just quick in, plant out, like stuff like that. So like the quick execute it just feels more us. So that's why we didn't use the breach. So during Ascent, you guys pushed out a lot, especially on the defensive side. Is there a specific reason why you pushed out? And Exy is saying that it's a risk, but if we are successful at the pushes, we get more land, we get more information regarding the terrain and the area, and that information plays a big role on our rotations. So yeah, we took that high risk, high return push on the defense, and it worked. It was a little bit hard, but it still worked out. So now, TS have said this in the past. Vision Strikers cannot lose until they face us. And finally, it has happened. They haven't lost yet, and they get to face Vision Strikers tomorrow. So any last words to them? And we're gonna try our best. Our ex-sister team. Obviously, we've been struggling a little bit, but we're gonna prep extra hard to go up against you guys and beat you guys. And that is end of the interview.
Thank you very much, ending life, and I mean, that's putting it pretty modestly, I think.
Yeah.
Just practicing and trying a little bit harder to take down Vision Strikers. I mean, they're on an incredible, we can't even say win streak now because of the draws technically, but they're on an incredible undefeated streak.
Yeah, sure, there you go.
So that still is very much in place. And TNL, if they're going to be able to take down their former sister team, they need to strap in right now, get ready for that matchup. And just non-stop practice. Vision Strikers, you can be damn sure, are going to be doing the exact same thing, because even though they seem to think like, yeah, you know, we're going to lose inevitably, I don't think they want it to be to TNL.
No,
they don't
want
to have their ex-sister team have that over their heads.
You don't want to have that student becomes the master moment,
Yeah.
you know?
So
Like
when
Vision
you're-
Strikers is just dominated, of course.
It's like when your little brother finally beats you in a video game. It's such a bad feeling.
Glad I never had a little brother to have that be the case.
Well, I was the little brother in my household. But here we go. This is a look at our bracket. Vision Strikers coming in hot. They will go up against TNL. Then we've got New Turn versus Apex People. And I mean, the pressure is absolutely on for both of those teams. They do not want to get eliminated again, and that could be a very close losers matchup between these two squads.
Yes.
New Turn showing some weaknesses, as has Apex People here today. It just comes down to which team can exploit the others more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty excited for that matchup. It should be really close. These are really exciting too. We finally get to see some of this Group B action. Yeah, Group B. We had Group A today. Muyaho. The other team outside of New Turn that people have been talking about is maybe being able to topple Vision Strikers as the top team. You know, they're formerly Bear Claw, and they have played really, really good in recent history. So they're going up against AP Prince. That should be really good. And then you get Damwon Kia versus F4Q. And I can tell you what, you don't want to miss either of these matches. But that second one, probably going to be pretty wild. Anytime F4Q plays, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, that's very much the marquee matchup for tomorrow. I mean, AP Prince, they're going to be punching a little bit above their weight as far as history would tell you. Muyahu does look like a bit of a stronger team, but AP Prince have shown us some fantastic moments. So given the extra time off to practice for this event, they should be coming in looking a lot stronger. So we'll see if they're going to be able to take that series away from them. But the second set, I mean, you know, if you missed the Trash Talk video, make sure you watch the VOD back because there were some great moments in there. But everybody, for the most part, was saying, we don't want to play against F4Q. They don't have any strategies, so it's like impossible to get a read on them because they don't know what they're doing, so how are you supposed to know what they're doing?
Other than Bunny's going to play Raze, there's not much else.
Bunny's going to come at you. He's going to have a Bucky in your hands, and you just have to hide. But guys, that does it for day one of Masters Korea. Some great matches. If your friends missed it, point and laugh at them. Tell them, hey, you got to go watch the VODs now. But I was there live. The matches were damn good. There's going to be more coming up tomorrow, same place, same time. That'll be brought to you by Taste Toasted. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Park Jung playing forward, does not get cover, coming through.
Well, it lasts long enough.
Don't fake. He's going for it, and he is just going to have it. Pushes in, Exy gets the kill on the Park Jung. Jung Higher now, rather, pushes, does connect. Hot hand thrown down to stop them from advancing forward. TS play this. Moves out. Oh man, back to back. Does he get a third? Rolling through. Jung Hai, does he clear the corner? Oh man, he tries a spot for it, but Godlike manages to come up with a kill. Flicks it, comes in. Spike down. No stopper. Drawn out. Throws the rocket. Gets rid of Wick. They're in onto the spike. They get it halfway. Park Jung dead. From the side. Manages to find two. Oh, sound. Oh man, it all comes down to Park Jung now. 1v2 scenario. There is the cleanup. They thought maybe they could make it happen. It does not. 13-9 in the end. TNL are able to take the series 2-1.